Yeah, that doesn't mean you click like.
Okay, so we're live.
The original national anthem will not the one.
No, let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. All right, so we're all live, and you're all back here. Thank you all for hanging around. Mr. Rudolph, I know you want to go, so maybe you want to give us your take, since you didn't have an opportunity to say your own side of the, of the divide.
Oh, that's actually true. That's a good thing. Okay, so first of all, I think there's something happened today that I've not seen before, which was that we came with our biases in terms of looking at the guests, and people have things that are very important to them, and we do that to each other. But when we did it to somebody else from somewhere else, it was so prominent for me. I could see that more than if we had somebody like who had opposing view. Let me just use that as an example. The way we converge immediately, especially those who have that same view, or we stereotype. So I hear like Hello and other people say things like, leave us alone, even iffy or something, leave us alone. And I remember, this is the thing that is always in my head when I think about Africa, and that idea, which I understand, the idea of saying, let the West leave us alone, or other countries. If you remember what happened in Rwanda, the only reason why people in Rwanda killed almost 1 million of their own people was that few months before that, Americans died in Somalia. And America left Africa alone. Essentially, they lost interest. There was no president who could make American people say, we're going to send our troops to go and do anything in Africa. They were pulling back. Obama was embarrassed. They were pulling back. And that was when the issue in Rwanda started. And it happened in 100 days. There was no way to gather people together and say, these people are killing themselves. We have to do something to help. The French didn't care, everybody. And that's what happened. So when you say, leave us alone, you have to be careful about what might happen if you are left alone. If we leave Nigeria alone on the path that we're going, I'm not saying that they are good. I'm not saying the West are good, that they are going to help solve our problems. But I want to make sure that when we talk and think about what's going on in the continent, we have a wider way of looking at it, bigger than narrow, no matter what the narrow one is. It could be that they should come and help us, that's narrow. And saying that they should come and save us, that's also narrow. And you have to pay attention to historical incidents and how that played out. That Somali thing is an example for any African who is ever telling you, we don't want them, let them leave us alone. If the killing starts, before you have a meeting at the United Nations, AU, they've killed 1 million people. I'm not saying they will save you. Again, you don't want that to happen. But it's important to understand these dynamics, or the story bigger than. But the most important thing for me is that when we have a guest here, it's a reason why we call somebody a guest. It could be one of you. It could be anybody. It could be a man on the street. I always emphasize that it's not because it's an American. It doesn't matter who the person is. Once we tag anybody a guest, there is a level. I'm not saying that you should not push back on whatever they are saying. I'm not saying you should not challenge them, but it's a way you do that. But what I saw was more like that passion, that there are people who basically in their mind, when they see a white person, they think that, oh, this white person, oh, he's the one representing all white people. They did this to Africa. He has to answer for everything. And we do that. I see people see Fulani person, they'll say, oh, this Fulani guy must answer the question for why the Fulani are doing this. I see Pansat, he does that every day. If we have somebody from the north, he would think that he must answer why they killed. So, but it's not. People are individuals. I'm not going to answer for Igbo people why Igbo people are doing. No, I won't. You can't put me there because I'm Igbo. That's not my role. And I can't speak for all journalists. If you say, oh, because you're a journalist, you must explain to me why is it that. No, I can't explain to you. But that's something that is common. We do that every time. So I wasn't surprised, but I hope that we are aware of that when we do it. We do it to everybody. We all the time. You know, Ovia, we speak on behalf of Igbo smoking people. Some people see Ovia and they think that, you know, that's what he's doing, but it's not. You know, I don't say that, but that is something we have to be conscious of when we react. Conscious of what we can stand. Some people cannot stand, you know, white savior mentality, and then every person you see, you think that's what it is. And this is what I was thinking when you guys were just fighting. I was thinking, why is it that there's no Nigerian or an African who has an NGO here trying to help homeless people in America? Why are we not doing it? It would be interesting to see. There are issues here. The way they are going to Africa to do things that they care about, we should also be doing it here. And that person will be interesting to talk to. Anyway, that's all I have. I will listen to a few of you guys before I go, and I really thank you for coming here every Sunday too. Oh, by the way, I didn't get a chance to say, next Sunday we have a real activist from Togo, Farida. I've known her for a long time. She's going to join us next Sunday to talk about West Africa and the French-speaking part of Africa and France and things we don't understand, we from English-speaking part of Africa, in terms of what's going on there, whether it's Burkina Faso or Togo or Niger or Benin Republic. It will be quite interesting. A lot of people have been asking me to bring somebody who will talk about the other part of Africa we don't tend to touch on it, which incidentally they are around us everywhere. So that will be next Sunday. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that insight. And I agree with you. Sometimes we reduce these things to a small, the barest minimum, but let's have an open mind. Open mind is always better. And it doesn't matter when help is coming from. When you need help, what you should pray that help will come. And for those of us who think that China is better, I tell you the truth. And I've seen, China is only now because America is in the place. But that's not where I'm going. I don't want to give my view. I have my own view, and whether you think they are biased or not, that's my view. But I won't go into it. I'll just allow you guys to express it. And I want to say also, it is difficult to have people, because see, the next guest we are going to be inviting, we look at how you people tackle this one. He will go to the file of 90 Minutes Africa and look at what have been done, and some of them who are not as combatant as this guy. We say, no, we're not in for this. And maybe somebody we need to have information from, who is playing a very major role in what's going on in the world affairs. And there's no way we can bring him. You say, no, I don't, man, I can't. There's a guest who brought here, called him and said, why did you go to that show? Why did you go there? And then he now is, because I know him as personal to me, he's telling me, oh, even my friends I was trying to bring, they now say, oh, your brother called us and said we shouldn't go there because, they are insulting the people. So it's not what you want to do.
KJ,
hold on, sir.
Let me ask Rudolph a question, please.
Hold on, you ask a question. So please, let's know that a guest is a guest. If it's AY is a guest, let's accord him that respect of a guest. Even if you don't agree with his view, but we have called him to canvass his view on this channel. We should be able to take it and come back to this place and tell him that the man is a goat. Why is he speaking that way? We can take this. But while he's there, he will be interested in the ones he has spoken about. He will probably download it, give it to his media team, and they will look at everything and they will probably conclude. If I'm their media manager, knowing the kind of person the person is, I will say don't come. Because if he's not competent enough, he will not be able to stand. And sometimes those who speak the truth are not those who are necessarily shouting. I just have to say that. All right, AY, before you ask your question, Rudolph, please hold on. Mr. James is about to leave. I want to give an opportunity so that I hear what you want to say. All right, Mr. James, go ahead.
No, since it's a question, let AY ask the question so that Rudolph will go and rest.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. James. Okay. So Rudolph, you actually spoke well. But if you look at, if you pay attention to that man, he didn't want to listen to will I say, different opinion, because when you see the way he answered, he referred to Mr. James. He spoke about Isimiri and Ifi, forefather to how he dismissed their question, even when some of the questions were not fully asked. I think that's problematic too. So I expect him to be more patient and listen to whatever anybody want to say. Then you can reply. I feel it was quite dismissive. I understand your whole point of people have a lot, especially when you refer to people that are not like us. Sometimes you feel if you know part of the history, you want to get mad, like, bro, why again? Why now? So this was the a lot of form of anger that was coming up. But I will let you answer that. I don't think it was fair to the panelists as well. People might call out. He disrespected Mr. James. He disrespected both forefather Simiri, if this were noted for personality and witness. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
So please go ahead and answer before you leave.
Okay. No, I'm not leaving. I say after 30 minutes. But I just wanted to say that
he can't leave after I speak now. He knows.
So when I invite a guest, I talk to them before the show. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to talk to him for an extended period. We just was 10 minutes before the show that we spoke. I just gave the basic idea of how the show goes and everything. But one of the things I tell every guest is that people will ask you questions. I don't know who will come. I don't know what they will ask you. And you have the right to answer or say you don't want to answer. But once we're live, and I've had comments on the comment section, people will be shouting at me, calling me on the phone, stop the guest, he's talking too much. I can't. At that point, I can't stop him from talking to, he's now the guest, and the way he responds to the question, I have to respect him. It doesn't matter who the person is. If it's AY, as far as you're the guest, but most people who do this frequently, we've seen varieties of people come here. Some of them can handle any question. Some of them will lose their cool. Some of them will not. People are different. It's also part of it. I can't stop it. I can't tell the guests you are talking too much now. Can you round up? But the point is that I do try to talk about what might happen, the interaction. The expectation is that every guest will be like, someone who can control himself, be able to manage what person will come to him. And at the same time, that you guys too, especially those who have been here for a long time, like, we have all been here, and that you should also know that there is something, you can frame any question. You can frame any question in a way that the question, you don't lose the guest. Because when a guest reacts negatively to your question, you have lost the guest. The question, whatever question you had, is lost. There's a way you can frame the question and that person will answer you. You end up not getting the answer you're looking for. And there's no political point we're scoring here. The point is that we want to have a conversation. We want to pass across our message, be able to say, this is how Africans feel about this. You don't get it by saying something that the guest will end up not responding to that question. I think more effective way is and I don't tell anybody not to ask any question. I've never said that to anybody. You can ask any question you want to ask. But it's up to you to find a way to frame it so that you get an answer. It's more important that you get an answer than that you scored a point by calling a guest words or whatever you want to call the guest. But what the KJ said is very important, that there are people that we invite here and they say they won't come, and mainly because of the way in the interaction they've seen, because people share clips of some of these interactions. And I'm not begging, I don't beg. I tell people, it would be good to come here. We have enlightened viewers and people who will come in and engage you. And some people enjoy that. Even sometimes when we think it didn't go well, some people will say to me, I want to come back. I want to come back and let me get to answer these people again, So it could go either way. But in general, I think there's a easier way to get this thing done by all of us and achieve something, which is, for me, I want to get an answer. I want to pass across a message. I want the person I'm talking to hear me. I won't achieve anything if I'm shouting at the person. If I'm shouting at you, at the end, you don't hear me. So that's it.
The major reason why he dismissed them is because they made strong allusions to his race.
Okay. Yes, I think so. That's it. You see that.
Spoke to them.
All right.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Can we hear from Mr. James? So, guys, just hold on, please.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. My friend, my good friend, Mr. Jefferson, left a message for me, which I read. You see, I believe very much in history because all the things happening to us now, they've happened in the past. The character of man in society has never changed. Read Roman literature, Greek literature, English literature, American literature, all the bad things they've been doing in the past, we are still repeating them. So for you to understand the world we are living in today.
Sorry, there's something wrong with your audio.
Yes, sorry, Mr. James. There's an insect that is shouting around the area, telling us that it's night now.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I know the reason.
Okay.
It's okay now.
Yes.
It's the AC. It's terribly hot over here. Okay, can I continue, please? Yes, you see, all the bad things, to use Fela's language, happening now, they've happened in the past. This is why I fall back on history. If you want to see through somebody, just go into history or literature. You'll be able to understand what is happening in the world today. This is why most of my submissions, I spice it with history. So that is just that. And as I said earlier on, anybody who does not listen to criticisms is not fit to be a leader. Two children can be born from the same womb the same day. One will grow up to become a priest, while the other will grow up to become a violent soldier, because the way they reason are not the same. So this is how it is, and this is why at times we quarrel on this platform. Our backgrounds are not the same. I grew up in Benin City. I see things strictly from their point of view, not even from my tribe's point of view, because that's where I grew up. And if an Igbo man is behaving in a way contrary to mine, that does not mean that he's an unreasonable man. It's because he's seeing things from his own cultural background. So we should try to see things from each other's point of view. When the man used the language on me, I did not respond because he's our guest. That is just the reason. If he were to be one of us on this platform, I would have been able to engage in a rigorous discussion. But I just let bygone be bygone. So that is just that. And thank you all very much for the time. It has been a very good time. And I hope to be with you again, same time next week. But not on this slot, the first slot, because it's already nearing bedtime in the Gambia. Thank you all very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. James. We truly value and appreciate your contributions every time you make it. This program will not be the same if you are not here. Every one of you, contribute to making this program rich and enjoyable, and even making people to come back and back every week. So we appreciate you, sir. You have a good night.
I hope you are not dressing me with borrowed robes. To use the
Oh, no. You know me, Mr. James. I'm your friend. I will not do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Yes, I have other guests, and I will just bring them back in the order they came. Forefather, and then Jagun. But so once you ask your question, because other people, I know Jagun has a lot to say, and then I also have Bonaventure behind, and others who are trying to get in. So if you answer, if you make your contribution, you may want to leave or just give us a while so that other people also come in and speak. Yes, Mr. Rudolph, before I leave you, because you are going to be around, but let's just ask you this one before we go. You heard what Mr. James said. What will be your probably response to that?
About what? The how the reaction of the guest to him, is it?
Yes. Yes.
You see, that's it goes into what I have issue with in terms of how we interpret something and why I try not to ban people and stuff like that, because we are different. If you say that what I'm saying is rubbish, I wouldn't consider it that you are abusing me or that you are insulting me. But some people may not like that. Some people have a way of looking at language. If you say, I don't know, I'm totally different. I'm not a mainstream way of, my views are not mainstream in terms of, I'm more inclined to hear people speak. I don't take offense easily. If I use my own standard to now judge, I wouldn't think that there was anything that rose to the level. I'm sure if I say something like, and let me say, somebody said that, I don't remember one of the expressions that was used, that somebody had that you are, I think it was James. The idea, what the GS said was that James was little, who can tell me what it was? Yeah, the what?
Thinking little.
Yeah, thinking little.
Putting God in a box.
No, that's a different one. That one has nothing to do with James. But when he was talking about James in particular, I think he said that he was thinking little.
Thinking little, yes.
Yeah, something like that. So for me, if somebody says that to me, I'm not going to be taking any offense. But I know that people are different. I'm not going to use my standard to say because I don't see that I don't see my thoughts as something little. So I'm not going to. They say that somebody cannot. How did Eleanor Roosevelt said it? That you cannot be kind of insulted without your own consent. If you say that I have small brain, I did engineering. I don't have small brain. I'm sure of that. So it doesn't mean anything to me. But people are different. I'm not using my standard to judge. But it's hard for me to take offense. I can respond to anything anybody throws at me without making it that you are insulting me. And I hear people on the comment section always write that, oh, you're allowing this person to insult Igbo people or insult Nigerians or insult me. I'm looking at it. But I know that people are different. I'm not going to judge them and say, oh, why are you taking? I understand that that's how people are. Some people have not been attacked. I've lived the last 30 years getting comments, abuse from everybody. It doesn't mean anything to me now, whatever you call me. So I understand that. So that's how I see these things. But I sympathize.
Some handshake jobs and new careers.
Okay. Thank you so much. Please don't take over the program. I will come to you. Don't take my program
about it because I think it's fascinating point you raised.
Hold on, our forefather. Hold on. Don't take over the program. I beg you. So we can have some order. Hold on now. Let me give you the permission to talk because you're not the one next to asking questions. Okay. So now that you have decided to jump in, ask the question so we can move on in peace.
A new sheriff in town. Yeah,
that will be. Time for that matter. Don't joke with me. I came blazing with a blazing sword.
So you see, I hear the point that Dr. Damani is making, but there has been historical context to context with which people speak. Like if you say because you are not calling somebody the N-word and a white person goes and calls a black person the N-word, even when they are just talking in a nice, friendly manner, it doesn't mean people will not take offense because there is historical context. When they call black men boys, there is historical context to that. And when you hear the way he talks, for somebody that is from America, that most of all these things are highly sensitive, the way he talks to us as Africans, we can pick up on it, but black Americans will pick up on it. Because he says every single person that he doesn't agree with, he makes condescending statement to them, including an elderly person like Mr. James. Like I said, Mr.
You
James
wanted to ask a question. If you are going to make a comment, let me know.
Yeah. So sorry. So the question is, do you also take into account that one has to read meaning based on the context and historical context of the teaching interaction that people are having?
But yeah, I wouldn't stop anybody from reading meanings into that. And I think that is reflective of what we do to ourselves here. So when it's an issue about the Fulani or the Yoruba, we do that. And people who do that, they do that across the board. That's one thing I want you to understand, or anybody who is listening. We don't do it because it's Arnold, Mike Arnold. We do it if it's somebody who is maybe it's a Fulani person that came in here, or maybe it's a Yoruba person, maybe it's an Igbo person. We do the same thing. Once you have that pattern, you have that pattern. So instead of you to listen to what they are saying, and you already, because you are aware of that pattern and you are worried about it, it's a major issue for you. It may not be a major issue for me if somebody says I'm little, that I'm thinking little. It's not a major issue because I know I'm not thinking little. Maybe the thoughts on that subject is not wide enough, But I'm not going to think that this is an insult to me. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel that way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't feel that way because I have a way of reflecting and looking at things. I'm not looking at things from that praising.
Finally, for me, it's not about offense. It's about what in his awareness of your issues. If he's not aware of it and he's using such terms, what is it going to do to you in time? And that is where the real issue is. It's not about the insult. I don't care about the insult. It's what the consciousness of that person is that is using such language, not knowing or not caring enough to be aware of it. But sorry about that.
Father, I want to ask something. You yourself, who is asking these questions, do you know you used a very which one be the English when they run away from
condescending
condescending word against him. Yeah. You even went on to use derogatory word like calling him a white man. You white men. So anybody can pick offense if you want.
European is not a derogatory term.
He told you. Hold on. It's if you go to that length, you'll be causing wahala. Because I want to use the example of AY here. AY is not a Frenchman, but he's black. Or he's not a Senegalese, but he's black. So you tell him now that AY, you Senegalese. The man says, I'm not a European man. I'm not European. He's told you twice.
He's European. He's categorically European. He cannot escape it. You
are still pressing in that. The man told you twice, I'm not European. I'm Texas. You told me again, you are. He said, I'm not European. I'm Texas. You said it again. He told it. Hold on. The last time he said, look, I even traced my ancestry. I have some African DNA in me. You see, let's so are you now? Why did you say he's an African now? You Africans.
Because he's not of African descent. By vastly most of his DNA is not from
Why
African
not give
descent.
us chance to talk?
No.
This debate is not appropriate. This back and forth with forefathers. He put forefathers in his place, and that was
Mr. Humble. You are a colonialist.
Give us opportunity to talk.
I don't know why you are even talking.
All right. I hear you. Stay humble. I hear you. But Rudolph is here. I don't want to lose him if he has to answer, because I will not be able to answer the way he will answer. And he has more way of selling through the butter without melting it. So I want him to be able to pick up.
Was not Texan anyway. I just said he was European. That's what he took offense to be.
Yes, they don't want to be called Europeans. They don't want to be called Europeans. Let me tell you something, before I don't know. They don't even want to hear that you say to an American that he was colonized by the British. They don't want to hear it. They don't want you to say we are even colonized at all. So let's leave that.
What are you talking about? The King of England told Trump to his face this year about how and they were all proud of it. They were all proud of the King of England.
Okay,
what are we talking about here?
Can you answer that question? Have you ever heard any American who accepted that truly of the view that they are colonized by England?
But that is historical fact now. Okay,
that's historical fact.
Okay, let's leave it. Let's move on.
Hold on, guys. The only thing I have to say here, forefathers, is that just like you felt he was not sensitive to some issues that are of importance to Africans, we are not sensitive to what KJ said now, which is that most Americans don't want that connection. They don't want that.
That's false.
No, most no, they don't. No. What I mean, no. It's not that they are not proud of.
You can't say Europeans, white Europeans don't want to be associated with Europe. That is false. That's the first time I've even had anybody dispute that. No,
it's actually true. Americans, because of the way they broke away from the UK, they don't want the association. And that's why they chose, even their language is different. It's same English. They said that UK and US they are two countries divided by the same language. They prefer to use the expression that is their own. They prefer their structure quite different from that of the UK. So, and they look down on, if you want to know, they actually look down on the UK and the kind of structure you have there. So in general, I don't know him. This is the first time I was talking to him. I was meeting him. So I don't know his thinking, but I'm just saying the key thing to understand is that just like you are sensitive to some things, he's also, you can see that he's sensitive to that, being called an European. There may be a history behind that. I don't know. So I'm just saying that while you are pointing at somebody and saying this person is doing this to you, you also may find yourself doing the same thing to that person, and that's what we have to be aware of.
I agree with that, and I didn't even hold on to it because I went on to make my point. And the point I was making was that based on the experiences that we've had from them, that he can still intend good things. That's the point I was making. He can intend good things, just like most white savior people like to do. They can intend good things, but in reality, the damage they're going to do, it might even be greater. Because he's advocating now for Christian genocide because he wants to do good things, doesn't he? But it might lead to even greater damage to our country.
Okay, thank you so much for that, and I appreciate your contribution. I mean, I'm not in any way trying to water down what you're saying, so don't get me wrong. But as a moderator, I just try to balance up, every part of it. And I also want you to know that the greatest good anybody can do is to save life. It doesn't matter how many lives you save, whether it's one or two. So I think this guy, as it is now, we see what he's doing and he's trying to save life. That's all that matters to me right now. Because even with or without it, with him, we stand a chance. Without him, more people are going to go, and they are going, and nobody's doing anything about it. But we'll come back to that. Thank you so much. Jefferson, you've been eager to say something, and I know you have a lot to say. So can we start? And if it's possible, make it short so that Rudolph can be here if he needs to respond. Like I said, he's able to cut between the shade.
Is it not
KJ?
KJ, there's an interesting lady backstage. First timer backstage.
You will stay extra.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much.
You will stay extra. Well, it's very, very important. All right.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. KJ.
All right. So let me start from somewhere first.
Hold on, Mr. Dayton. Hold on. So I need to if you ask a question, full father, at least for now, let me bring the lady in, and I can beg you to come out, stay behind the stage for now. Is that okay?
I just want a minute. I won't spend more than a minute.
That's fine. Thank you. Don't say I don't save lives.
Right. Thank you.
Save lives.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Mr. KJ, good evening. Good day, Mr. Rudolph and Mr. KJ and panelists. The only thing I quickly want to say is you said something during that first program about people sharing or liking or something in your program. But then I take a critical look at how elderly people we are supposed to expect to come with, wisdom or a sense of respect to this program in terms of what they have to say, in terms of their composture and everything. But we don't tend to see that. It seems to be some sort of like people with a little bit of wisdom would think, no, why would I want to do rough fight where what you are saying is different from what some people just want to discard you and just say words that, and people sometimes don't really consider others, especially when you have to say things. Compose yourself, jot your point down, go straight to the point, 1 or 2 minutes. Because, if you look at other programs or other platforms on YouTube or something, time is very precious. So if I'm coming here, I've been listening, and if I want to say something, I need to consider others. So that is one part. Then the second thing is, I will strongly, probably maybe explore people that are here or people that are coming here to think of one. Are we really want to save Nigeria, or we just want to be selfish about our own thought, about what we think? I mean, if we can not consider each other and see how we can move forward, if you like, bring the American president to this platform, the same thing will continue to be the same. We'll just going round the circle. We'll leave the message, we'll start shooting the messenger. And then tomorrow is another day for another story. For how long we going to continue like that? Because it's easy for me to blame somebody for a problem. What about me looking inward, thinking or reflect on what I've been doing that is causing, things not to go in the right way? But if we don't reflect and look ourselves in the mirror, we'll continue to blame someone else for our own problem. That's all I have to say. I know many people will come to this platform, some will never come, and the numbers might not increase. But if you really want to get people to understand and pass the message across, there are ways we can argue in a very sensible way without insulting each other, without insulting other people. Everybody are entitled to their opinion, but there are ways we can put it across. So please, either it's religion, either it's ethnicity, either it's color or whatever. There are so many ways we can put our point across rather than doing the gospels. I believe people who are here, they are elders. If your children are doing that, would you be happy? Would you be proud of them if they do that outside? If we can reflect on that, I think things will get better. Thank you all. Good night.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Dayton. And I want to say that's our goal here. Actually, it's a talking house. If we are just, we are like that book called Holding Talks. We hold talks here every week, week in, week out, and we're going to continue to hold that talk. Policymakers who are listening, because they send their agents here, they should take from what you are saying and go and work with it. We're not here to criticize or bring down anybody. We're here to just tell a different story of how it can be done. And some people know how to tell the story smoother than others. Other people say it because they are now frustrated. They're using words to, vent their frustration. Not necessarily because that's the way they speak, but because they are tired of seeing, certain things being done. Majority of us sitting here may not be in the West if our country was working. So some of those things come out as we talk. So let's not take it like that's how the people are, but and I thank you. I hear what you're saying, and thank you. I also have a lady on the platform. I know that I don't want to jump to her, so let me finish with Jefferson, right? And then I'll come to the lady. Or no, do Jefferson, do stay humble, then I'll come to the lady. All right, thank you. So just Jefferson, if you can help us make it short and crispy so that others can quickly come also.
Okay, so everything's going to be in the full package. So I want to first start that there's a wise saying that that we should dress how you'll be addressed. They say, as you lay your bed, so you lie on it. It's not enough for one to say that, oh, okay, people are treating us bad. How well are we treating ourselves good? So that's a very big question we need to ask ourselves. If that's for me, I just thought it was so unfair on the way we went on our guest. If you ask me, it was very, very unfair, because this is someone who took his own time and was lying down, and all these things had to do with the fact that the likes of Reno was so much a big phantom liar that he had to even tell the truth in whether it will benefit him or not. He had to debunk so many of the lies, even in the face of atrocities that were happening. So based on his rhetorics, that's what made this man started putting a search beam on Nigeria. Or do you think he doesn't have any other better thing to do in his own country? So that's the other question for that day. You see, I keep on looking at how people are looking at the fact that, what is my business? What is your business to come and what's your business in Nigeria? After all, your own fellow white people, they have destroyed Nigeria, they have destroyed Libya, they have destroyed other places. Okay, fine, they are destroying places all over the place. What about our leaders? What are our leaders doing? Last I checked, if you check very well, all our leaders are in So much numerous agreement, be it China, be it America, all over the world, smiling with their 32, with Bill Gates, signing deals that we don't even know whether will kill us or keep us alive. Do you know how many endorsements have gone on behind the scene that we are unaware of in terms of alliance or kind of policies that will affect our born children? They have not talked about that one. They didn't even look into that because they felt it's not important. But when someone is looking at something that is killing people on the let's even remove Mike out of it. There was a person that Mike Arnold took a picture with. I think it's Alex. He's a Christian, he's an Israel missionary. He came over to Nigeria and was involved in what is happening in Benue. The Nigerian government went and pitched out one of his old pictures when he was when was a combatant and say, oh, this guy might be a spy for the American government. And I'm like, are you people kidding me? We are so eager to search people's past to say that this guy is an informant or not informant, but we fail to address the fact that we have issues that we need to resolve, and we're not resolving it. Even when people are complaining about the insecurity and some other critical things that are happening amongst our nation, we're not doing nothing about it. We're not empowering people to get jobs. Look at what our first lady said after riding the so-called royal chariot or having a royal banquet with the with King Charles. All he could tell Nigerian women that are suffering is to go and fry akara. That is the kind of person, that's the kind of mindset our leaders, the people in government have for the deprived Nigerians. Are we even sure of our security? We're not even sure of anything. So, and again, I want to also address the fact that James seemed to misunderstood what Mike was saying. Mike did not insult. Mike did not, and he never insulted that man. He made it clear that, look, you cannot put God in a box. And it's true. Most times, me and you, we think of how things could be or whatever it is, but we can't put God in a box. Our thinking is not the same with our Creator, whether we like it or not. So most times we try to have different concepts, and we should also forget we're in a learning curve. So, Rudolph, I also say I thank you for everything you handled. But again, what you failed to do was when they asked the question about the shithole and was calling about some certain areas, you would have also concluded to tell him that, look, just like you have shithole country in Nigeria, which is obvious because of the undevelopment and everything, we also have shithole in different parts of the world, including maybe America, UK, all over the world. Everywhere has their slums, everyone has their bad places. So it is not 100% perfect. And he knows it. For instance, now he is very, very proud to be an American, right? So in the same way, most of us are also proud to be Nigerian. But of course, that light seems to be diminishing because of the current realities, which can be addressed.
Okay.
The thing is that we in-house are failing to address the issue, and it's calling for external people to come and address it for us. So we are in the boat. The man is being neutral. And he's not a racist. The man is not a racist. If you see a racist, you will know. You will know. He's not perfect. I'm not saying that everything he's doing is perfect, but he's not a racist. That's my own submission. I rest my case here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Jefferson, has nobody targeted you now? You don't like it? So behave like that. Going forward, behave like that.
Oh, please, it's not all the time I interject people. You know that. I just have to do that because there were some critical things that have been said.
Okay, but we allow you. What AY is saying that you are, hold on. What AY is saying that you are allowed to express yourself and your thoughts flow the way you like it. Don't stop other people. That's what he's saying. All right, thank you. And I want to also say the thing about what Arnold said about God, and I want to bring it down to how we understand it. God is a creator. The world he created. He's not inside the world that he created. He's outside of the world and created the world. I don't know if that makes enough sense. There's no way God is not within time and space. God is outside of time and outside of space and created the earth. Now, that is what it is. And, if you need a further clarification, maybe we'll start a Sunday service here. But all the same, thank you so much. And yes, I think I've forgotten the last point, but if I remember, I'll come back. Oh, yes, go ahead. Stay humble. Thank you. Jefferson, if you don't mind, I have 4 people behind. I will take you out briefly, and I'll bring you back when they are all gone. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening. everyone once again. And I want to really appreciate you for bringing the guests, because I didn't know it was him. And when I saw it, I was really excited because it was going to give another dimension to the conversations we've been having, especially about Nigeria. And I think the guest maybe did some research about certain elements in this group, and was battled ready for their um, idiosyncrasies and shenanigans. So I think he handled a lot of people well. I was really glad that he put forefathers in his place, because in recent times it's really been chronic. His mischief making has been very chronic. Um, so I put him in his place, and I was really glad. The way he handled some people, I was really glad. I wasn't there when he answered James, so I can't say about it. But I think that there are three categories of people who joined the show when they learned that he was going to come. And thankfully, the show attracted a lot of people, attracted a lot of mass, which I was happy about. And the first category of people were people who were really interested, who were really keen to hear him out and ask genuine questions and get solutions, which is the most important thing, getting solutions, because there are problems. So what are the solutions? And then there is another category of people who joined, who have read about the man, and maybe they are not happy with the fact that, because the mainstream media put it recently that he's sympathetic to Biafra. So those people are people who have been conditioned. When we were growing up, then a lot of people were whenever they hear anything Igbo or Biafra, in fact, it looks like they are gonna go crazy the next moment. So those are the people, once they hear that someone is sympathetic or associated with the cause or is pleading for justice, equity in Nigeria, they want to just attack that person. Somebody like forefathers, etc. And someone here who I don't want to mention his name anyway. So the third category of people, the people who do not want to hear anything white man's involvement. It may be people like Ife, they don't just want to hear it because it's done by the white man, forgetting that there are also missionaries, Nigerian missionaries outside Nigeria. There are Nigerian missionaries scattered everywhere in the world. They're in Africa, they're in Asia, they're in America, they're in Europe. There are Nigerian churches in this country, and they carry out evangelism, they carry out outreach, they carry out a lot of missionary work, and helping people in need. There are so many poor people in this country, even in London, so many poor people, and there are Nigerian missions helping people. So now, how would you feel if those people go in and they're attacked and they're told, look, go away from here because you're from Nigeria, because you're black, because you're dark-skinned? That doesn't make sense. So just coming to attack the guests just because of the color, there have been American missions in Nigeria even before independence, even before 1900. American missions have been in Nigeria, and so many people have benefited from them. We cannot discount the fact that so many things happening in Nigeria has Western involvement. In fact, Nigeria, as it is, it's where, was created to favor not the Nigerians, was not created to benefit the Nigerians, was created to benefit some other people. And they have striving to maintain the status quo. So yes, we cannot discount that, but we cannot also, because of that, not seek solution. What are we talking about today? We are talking about the Christian genocide. Christian genocide is real. I don't know why some people just want to maybe either to deceive themselves or to maybe deceive the people who are looking up to them. We are the cream, the crop of people that they are looking up to speak out. And this Christian genocide has been ongoing. for a long time, and so many people are being killed, even as we speak now. Perhaps people are being killed because of their Christian faith in some parts of Nigeria, maybe in the north central, maybe in the core north. And as someone mentioned here, names do not really matter. Because if you go to a place like Edo State, you will see someone bearing the name Peace, but the person is a Muslim. If you have lived in Edo North, people bear Christian names, no more foreign names, but they are Muslim. The same thing applies to some parts of the north where people bear a lot of names that you would consider Muslim names in quotes, but they are Christians and people are being killed. And because Muslims are also being killed, if you know the strategies of these people, you will know that one of the strategies of Islamism is also to kill some Muslims as well. And for people who come here every day to talk, to venerate maybe somebody like Gaddafi, say, oh, they invaded Libya and destroyed. Do you know the role that Gaddafi played in Christian genocide in Nigeria? If you don't know, you better go and read. In fact, when I was very young, very curious reader, very voracious reader of history, current affairs, what have you, I read that when Gaddafi visited Nigeria during the time of Sani Abacha, that time, Brigadier General Dominic Onea was the sole administrator of Kano State. You know Dominic Onea, I don't know if you know, but he used to be the chairman of the Nigerian Football Association at some point. But before he became chairman of the NFA, he used to be the sole administrator of Kano State. And when Gaddafi visited Nigeria, Onea was among the people that went to welcome him. For context sake, Brigadier General Dominic Onea, I think he was from either Plateau or Nasarawa or Benue, around that region, old Benue Plateau region.
I think I went to school with his son, Ernest.
He said that the first question Gaddafi asked him is, why are you not Muslim? Why are you not Muslim? Do you know, wait, for some of you, do you know the link between Muhammad Buhari and Gaddafi? So, and then sometimes when Dati Babame comes to talk about a certain presidential candidate who comes out to contest every time because of donations and stuff, where were those donations? So we have to read wide. We have to understand some of this context and not just blindly attack people or attack some groups because of their color or this. We should be very patient. We should be very discretionary. When we have guests, listen to them. Even when we have guests, read about them, research the guest, and then ask questions constructively. You're free to criticize the guest, but don't just attack the guest because you hate the fact that he's campaigning against the Christian genocide, or because you've read in the mainstream media that he's sympathetic to the Biafran cause, and because you don't want to hear anything Biafra, your parents have told you, look, Nigeria must remain one. Anything, you just blindly and rapidly attack things. So please, let's be well guided.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that long explanation, and I appreciate what you said. And for those of us who are followers of history, you will find out that Gaddafi, even though I love him, but he has not been very fair to Africa, and especially the stabilization of Nigeria. That is well known. And also, nobody in Nigeria who is worth the truth that we say that Muslims are not also being killed. What we are simply saying is that whether they are Muslims or not, as long as a particular set of people are being targeted, or rather are being affected, whichever way you like it results to the same thing. 2 days ago, I was reading a Nigerian newspaper that said one of the local government chairman was complaining of a particular family that had been wiped off. Like I said, their DNA has ended. Nobody in that community now, nobody in that that lineage is going to go beyond. They have all gone. And we should be careful erasing what God has created, because you don't know why God created that DNA in the first place. If there's a problem that DNA is supposed to solve in the year 2030, when that problem comes, it's going to consume more people, because those people have been taken off. It doesn't matter whichever faith they belong to now, they have been taken off, and their purpose finally ended. But Akubudike. Let me speak to the lady, and then I'll come back to you if you don't mind. All right, sister, your name is Omo, right? Is it Omo or Omo?
Omo.
Omo. All right,
Yes.
Omo, you're welcome. I guess this is the first time of we meeting you. It's good to see you, and I hope you follow the first program. I know that you have come also to give us your own view of what you heard. If you don't mind, go ahead.
Thank you very much, everyone, and good evening to all the gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm probably the only lady here, so I'm very honored. Thank you.
You're wondrous.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I was just passing by, and I haven't heard everything fully, but I can just make up everything what the discussion is all about. So I'm not here to say some of the people are wrong or some are right, because everyone, from the sense of things, we are concerned about the state of Nigeria. We're concerned about what is happening. Everyone is pained. Everyone is very much interested in seeing change. Well, the one question that I keep asking everyone is everywhere I go, because I am moving about now for a reason and for a purpose, and to create awareness and to make people to come into realization, into asking each other and asking ourselves, how much do we really want this change? How much do we really want to make things, we want to propel things to start working properly? How much do we, what's that craving? How much are we as people? I'm not going to say men, women, or whatever, because collectively as Nigerians, we are not very good people to one another, regardless of what your gender is. We are not. We have created a self-centered environment where everyone is just fighting for themselves. We complain about the government. Who are the government? Who put the government in there? We complain about our environment. You ask yourself. You have to ask yourself, what every day, what am I doing to clean up? Well, I'm not asking. I'm not saying in generally. I'm generally going out to clean the streets. As in clean up in every area. When you go out, are you refusing to be part of the problem and be a solution? Are you doing that? Where has fear crippled you so much, or the state we are in made you to has made us to not reason the way we should be reasoning? Because at this day and age, at this point that we are in, that we have reached, we shouldn't be where we are, and we shouldn't be thinking the way we think. Every platform that I go to, people are always talking about, we are recycling the same discussion. It's being recycled everywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, name it. It is being recycled, but with from different direction. Maybe once or twice you have different people in the picture, but it is still the same story that we are recycling. When are we going to begin to call ourselves to act? When are we going to start putting in the actions? We are pointing and alluding and admiring all these countries, the countries that we are asking to come in and help us to come and clean up our own mess. I know that we have external influences, but that's by the way. When that discussion comes, we can talk about it. But we are talking about going to seek for help here. Going to seek. Sorry, I'm just suffering from hay fever, so if I'm a bit, just bear with me.
Yes,
You know,
madam.
we are seeking for help. We are divided in who to call to come and help us. Are we that helpless? What is wrong with us? Is a question that we have to start dealing with. We need to deal with that first. Why can't people just come together and say, do you know what? I have had enough. I am going to start something new. I'm going to be that change. I'm going to do something different. We've got men of values. We've got men that are educated. We've got men with the intelligence. We've got all these resources. I mean, I know that it doesn't look as if it is possible, But it is very, very possible. It is within us. It is within you. It is within the other person to come together and do something about what is happening. But we are not. We are not saying this is the solution. This is the group that I have put together. These are the people that I will speak to. Your platform now. You've got this. You've got decent amount of people following you. How many people have said, okay, after this discussion, let's come together and start doing something. We can start influencing gradually. It doesn't have to be on a large scale. It doesn't have to be something, you don't have to make that that's it doesn't have to be a big impact. If no matter how small it is, we know that the saying, of the saying, every little drops of water will someday turn into a mighty ocean. If we can have it in our time, can't we just start something now that will help our generations to come? If you want America to come and help you, has America helped themselves? And before they got into before they established the country that they have now, people stood up and fought for that country. Same as France, same as England. Anywhere you go to, it is the people, the underdogs, the poor people, the people that woke up one morning and said, enough is enough. If I'm going to I don't know if I'm allowed to use the word DIED here, but if I'm going to buy, let me buy. If I'm going to be unalived, let me be unalived. But I am going to. We are tired. We want a country we can be proud of. And anywhere you go to in Europe now, that is what they are saying to us. Go to your country and fix it. We are spread all over the world with resources. We have the power, but we are too scared. We are too skimmish. We are too comfortable in poverty to do something. I'm not here talking out of for talking sake. I've had enough. I don't want this anymore. And I said to my friends, do you know what? Let us do something. We are putting a group together. Let us work together. You think that it will not be impactful. You think people will not adhere. You think people will not follow you. People just need to have a vision. They need to have an objective that they are following and know it and trusting that, this person that is going to do this thing, this when we come together and we move together, we will do something. Let us stop talking about it. We will talk about it, but talk with solution, talk with intention, and talk with the zeal and the might to want to do something. Otherwise, till we return to our maker, till even our generation comes, it will all continue to be talk. The people in power, they started from somewhere. They didn't just wake up one day and got there. They started. One, two people came together and said, you know what, I am going to do this. And they started doing it. And before you know it, they got there. If you sorry, you asking me a question?
Yes, I wanted to ask you one or two questions.
Please. Yes, please.
All right. Sorry that you have a cold. Here is what I would say to you, because you are just coming into the platform maybe the very first time. We have asked here through Dr. Rudolph, who is also present in this, for people of like mind, like you, to meet outside of this platform and form something, or even within this platform, exchange numbers and form something and start whatever you want to start. We will bring you and publicize that. We have said that many times before, but for this platform, it's just like CNN. CNN will never be a political party, and Fox News will never be a political party. They will be talking, even the next 10 years, they will still be talking and inviting guests and interview them. That's what this platform is going to do. We'll bring the people together, we'll bring the idea together, but they particularly taking position to begin to implement will be left to individuals who have found themselves to be like minds. They can meet and then go ahead with that movement. Many other people who have been here have formed many groups. Whether the groups are alive now or not, I cannot tell because I'm not part of it. But many others have speaking to you, have been invited to many of those platforms, and I've gone to speak and say what I can do and what I cannot do. For me, speaking now, this is all I'm going to be doing for now, because I've done very much for Nigeria from the age of 12 till the age of 45. I think I should leave the race for younger people like Jagun to continue. So, so having said that, is there anybody who has a question for you now, so that before we move on? Now, I want to say this: she's moving the discussion to another level of what can we do. So, if you have an idea and you agree with what she's saying, which I think is a very brilliant idea, you may want to have a question for her, or I don't know, Dr. Rudolph, do you have something to add to what you have said, what you have heard so far? And Madam, have you finished what you want to say?
I'm nearly finished, but I need
Okay.
to let me
Let them ask you some questions. Maybe that will trigger more.
just on what you say very quickly. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I really apologize if it seems as if I am undermining what you stand for. But when I say that, it's time we start, we do call to action, it doesn't necessarily mean that we will. What I'm saying is, we can't stop talking about things, for real, because how do you get the information and how do you feed people what you want them to do? But what I'm just saying is, just like you have said, when we talk about things, let us move it forward. It doesn't have to, you do what you're doing, but with you supporting interest groups, groups that are interested in helping and moving and finding resolving things. Yeah, you've got this beautiful platform, you're talking about it, you're creating awareness. If we move it out of here, and then there are people are the idea is there, and like-minded people come together and you get support. It's supported by your platform, which will be what they will need. It's just like having that oil to oiling the engine and allowing the propeller to move, just propelling the whole movement and helping people those groups to survive. You know the way our terrain is, and you know the way things are. You start something, and the next what's going to happen next is everyone's get tired, because there'll be a lot of criticism, there'll be a lot of shutdown, there'll be a lot of people that are so bent in keeping Nigeria the way it is that it will not succeed. That's your platform like yours. I come across and I try to okay, you know what? If we move this out of here, will you be ready to just give it a voice? Once the agenda aligns with your own motto and the things that you want to do, would you just give it a voice, give it a push, so that
Can I ask a quick question, my dear?
Yes, please.
Are you a good organizer yourself?
I wouldn't say I'm a perfect organizer, but I've got people around me. So we have people with different calibers, different strength. So collectively, we will move each other.
Okay. Are you in London?
I am in the UK.
All right. And have you ever been on this show? Because I think I may have come across you before.
You might have seen me speak on other people's platform. I have never been on this one.
Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
my first time here.
Fair enough. Yeah, thank you. I think you spoke well. I think you put down a lot. I think you as a beginner, as you have said, these things have been put on the table several times, and I won't dare to change your mind in the gusto you have in moving things forward. I think it's very important. For me, as you're a newcomer, I wasn't really going to speak about this idea, but it gives me another opportunity to. Next year, we have an election, 2027 in Nigeria, I would think, to coronate Tinubu all over again. And I don't believe it's a time that's worth it. I believe we should somehow begin a campaign to stop the election and to make sure that people don't go and vote, and to make sure that we have a way of taking the country back for a good 3 years before offering up again maybe what would be democracy in a way that makes sense for us, or maybe a different political scenery altogether. I don't know. But what I do know is that it's too late for anything else. So
Okay.
that's a picture in your mind, because I don't know what people are going to do with the scenario that Nigeria is in if you are going to respect the way democracy is being run at the moment, so called. So I will just put these things in
Okay.
your mind for us to know where we are.
All right. Can I say something in regards?
Yeah. Now, I know that what you're canvassing is very important. But you are taking us away
Oh, wait,
from.
okay.
So what I'll do is I'll let you speak, and then we'll move on to back to what we were reviewing before.
Okay. Thank you. I will say thank you actually for giving me the time, considering. But like what you said, just a little bit because it's actually moving away from what you're talking about. But I'm just going to say this. This is the defeatist argument that we keep having, and we need to stop having this argument. Whether if we know that okay, we haven't got the resources or the power, or we are not in power to stop anything. But what you can do is called planting the seed and starting from somewhere. It's just if we are determined, there's nothing determination cannot do. We are talking about if we pray a lot, but we can't continue to pray and not act. No matter how little you think it is, if whether you think it is effective or not, we need to put this thing into motion. If it fails, which I doubt, fine. At least you can look yourself in the mirror and say, do you know what? This reflection that I see, I love it because it did something. It spoke. Whether it is there or you will be surprised that way after we are gone, whatever you plant here, someone will start watering it. And as the Bible say, if we allude into the Bible, God will do wonders with the works that we have done. So prayers without works doesn't do anything. And if you don't believe in the work that you're doing, then we can say you can put in that one. We don't have the power, we don't have the resources. We can't stop Tinubu, but you can speak to the people that are there, and then lay good foundation, lay good examples, start teaching people to begin to unlearn all the things that they have learned. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. I am very, very grateful. Yeah, thank you, and I'll definitely come back.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution, and just like she said, we can always continuously to lay small foundations that will build up and eventually lead to the change that we need. And if you want, we can arrange a time that you can, you bring this discussion, these movements, and can be arranged, because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions for you here. Mr. Bonaventure is asking you what area of expertise are you talking about. Somebody is asking you, are you in the business?
It's not me. I've not asked her no question.
Okay, somebody
let me ask her something. Don't put the words into my mouth.
Okay, so hold on before you ask.
Sorry, lady. Don't go yet. Oh, is it?
Somebody is asking you also.
I'm also in the UK.
Which of the new businesses are you in? Is it the akara or the kuli kuli, or which one are you into, so that they know where to support you from? All right, be that as it may, I know they're just trolling you there. Mr. Bonaventure, go ahead.
Okay, yes, hello, Mrs. Ise. More, is it? More, right?
Omo.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm also in the UK, and I think you've spoken well. It's good to at least meet people that are thinking practically. It's not just armchair, talk, philosophizing. So the only thing I can ask, so how does one get involved in whatever you have in hand, and you and your perhaps other colleagues, because I believe in action. It's not all this too much talk. It's not something I like too much. So yes, be in the UK and the north of England, northwest. So how do we get involved in practical action?
I need to. Host, are you all right with me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have your permission. All right, nice. I'm in the UK as well, and we open it to everyone. We're starting this off on TikTok first, and every Saturday we talk about it. So each person in the community, we're building community first, and then with that community, we start designating responsibilities. But right now we are on TikTok. We are going to have a Facebook page, and we're going to go other social media. So I would just say you can just watch out for us first. But you can join us on TikTok. My TikTok handle is Sisi Echo 1, all one one, SISIE EKO 1. That's my handle.
Sorry, some of us that are not so familiar, so good with this, social media stuff. Is there any hope for it?
CC Echo.
No, I'm talking about the TikTok, for a start, because
no.
Yeah,
We're gonna build a YouTube channel like this. And why I am emphasizing with the host's presence is that we don't want it to be a one-man show. We come to your platform like this, working together in unit, as a unit with the same purpose and agenda. We are not here to trash Nigeria. We are not here to trash anybody. We don't believe in that. That is not the problem. We are taking it from the positive point. We are moving it positively. America is where it is today because they're always selling only the good things. They will never show you New York that is the way it is. They will not show you the Bronx, or they will not even show you all the buying that they're doing there. Let's start moving. Like I said, and the person that wants to sell Kulukuli Akara, if that is your vision, it's fine. Support me and I use your money to enjoy in the UK. But if Kulukuli Akara is what you're going to support, oh my, I just like to, it's nice to make it light as well. And
all right. Thank you so
much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Let's circle back to Mr. Akubuike. Right?
Yeah. People haven't spoken now. Mansa has been here. Maska has been here.
Oh, you see now, you are trying to cause confusion.
It's okay.
KJ, don't let it to Jago. Let it flow. Maska will speak.
Is speaking from sleep. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's just pretending to be afraid of Maska now.
Let's move on. And if you
want to. Sorry, KJ.
Okay, wait. I think it's my turn.
Hold on.
Sorry, just 1 second. I beg the lady that spoke, and I think she spoke very well. Is it possible that some of us are not are old? TikTok, I don't know how to, and I'm sure it's the same thing with OT. So please, maybe you just commit to come back when you guys have a YouTube channel to come on this show and tell us the channel.
Okay, that's lovely. So you heard what she said.
I'm going to join your. We have joined you. My friend is one of your long-term member.
Okay.
We will keep you informed, and we will. We'll move you on. Let me not hijack this with but thank you so much. I really appreciate.
People here are very positive minded, even though they may ask a lot of questions, but they are positive minded.
That's fine.
Okay.
What we don't want is for you to run away. We would like to take you through a couple of rounds in our philosophies here, so we get a way of looking at you differently, if that's possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what I'm actually saying in Nigerian parlance is that don't make you not come out here. Stay. Make you hear all that.
I know they go anywhere. Nigeria is.
I don't know who they teach there. I don't know which thing they teach there.
They call across the Queen's English. You understand what I'm saying? And so all of you in the UK, all right. Okay, let's go ahead.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Akubuike.
Yeah, thank you, KJ, and hello, everyone. KJ, first thing tomorrow morning, return our Igbo-ness. since you can't pronounce Akubudike, just return our Igbo-ness.
No, I'm not going to return my whole
down.
All right.
So, before I say anything, I just want to state with absolute certainty, in order not to be misconstrued, that I don't want foreign interference in Nigeria. I don't care who the person is, or who the group is, or who the country is. I don't care. I don't want foreign interference in Nigeria. That is one. Two, I don't want Arnold coming into Nigeria to investigate anything. I don't want it. Now, I have some people to call out. Previously, I called out those who come here to intentionally mislead Nigerians to tell them that what they see on the ground is not what is seen. And today, I started from the previous show. I said that I'm calling out those who come here, right, to blame the West for the woes of Nigeria, right? And I said that in their statements, like their statements are actually like always disproportionate. The eagerness they use in calling out the West, you can't see that same enthusiasm in calling out those that are actually on the ground perpetrating those atrocities. Is very, very disproportionate. And that's exactly why a lot of them, you can never see them, right, making known their objection against terrorism and terrorists in Nigeria, unless they are confronted. Only when you confront them, that is when they tell you that, no, that they don't actually subscribe to this. But if they are not confronted, they will only come here to call out the West. That's exactly what they do, right? So for me, I believe that that same level of enthusiasm, that same level of eagerness that you're using to call out the West, you should also use it to call for the death and prosecution of those that are on the ground perpetrating the atrocities, those who believe that are allegedly being used to destabilize and unalive Nigerians. They shouldn't be going scot-free or integrated back into the society, because it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if I'm alone if I am alone in this school of thought, but that's exactly what I think, right? And as an Igbo man, I believe that the Igbo people has a saying that ebe bere uge bere keshi beyebela nkupaya, which, like, of course, I'll have to translate it in English so that everybody will be able to understand what it means. It means that the kite should be allowed to perch as much as the ego is allowed to perch. Whichever, can you hear me? Yeah, whichever opposes the other should lose its flight ability. So that is a very core principle of social justice, and this very principle has been leading the Igbo worldview for a very long time, even before the advent of all these foreign religions. Why am I saying this? And why am I saying this? Why I'm saying this is that I don't care what religion you subscribe to, or like the kind of stuff you do or anything, right? What I care about is that ability for anybody, no matter the kind of religion or no matter what religion you subscribe to, your ability to be able to practice that religion anytime, anywhere, in any part of Nigeria, without getting killed for it. Without getting killed for it. And if Nigeria is a secular state, let it remain a secular state. And if anybody wants Sharia, then that person should be able to practice his Sharia, and not you don't have to force what you believe, your beliefs, on others. And this is actually this is how I see it. I don't know, you may disagree, but I believe that what's happening in Nigeria, right, has some Islamization inclinations in it. I might be very wrong, but this is exactly what I think. But
okay.
Thank you. That's just what I want to say.
Thank you, Akubu Budike. Thank you so much. I see you, Igbo Basics. As soon as you are in a position to talk as an elder, I will bring you in to talk. But let's go to AY. AY, you have the floor. If you want to ask Akubu Budike any question, or anybody has a question for him, I will also permit.
No. I've waited for long, sure.
KJ, can I ask him a question?
No, let me finish.
Okay, no, hold on.
Let you defer too much.
AY speak.
He said for a question.
I can't. Yeah. Zukwanike.
AY speak now. Speak, please.
I want. You see, Akudike. I'm pronouncing it better than KG. After they go see I not be Igbo. It's okay. So I actually agree with what he said. I actually agree with a lot of things he said, especially I'm not in support of any foreign interference in Nigeria. Yesterday we had discussion here. I also call on the terrorists, the bandits, killing people in Nigeria. Federal government by then they should have a special court to give them a speedy trial. I don't know why they are not doing that. In Edo State, the governor is doing exactly that for kidnappers and cultists now. That is the way to go. You see, you have to you don't reward foolishness. When people have been discovered to have by a lot of people, you bring it them, you want to reintegrate into the society. Nobody does that. These people, their head is messed up. They will do more. However, let me go to Mike Arnold. You see, Mike Arnold, I was very nice to him today. Sincerely, he was unable to address my question. I don't like divisive character. He is a divisive character. You see, I'm really scared of foreigners, of people that are coming, that their intention is to push the country into crisis. My biggest fear in Nigeria today, I don't want another civil war in Nigeria. If it happens, I have repeatedly said, nobody is going to benefit. All of us are going to pay for it. This is what we should keep at the back of our mind. He speak sincerely. I would really love for him to be open, although he did disagree. He is a Christian nationalist that his intention is evangelical mission. He should make that clear. There is no need deceiving ourselves. You see, Nigeria is very diverse. When you come, you supporting one group of people, you are calling for anarchy. This is what we don't recognize. In terms of tribe, we have so many. You have to respect your neighbors. I keep saying it. You have to respect your neighbors for us to live in peace. We don't want another crisis in Nigeria. They say charity begins at home. Makano, he has said a lot of nice stuff, how he loved Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. Why is he not starting that in America? I look at his social media page. I didn't see anywhere whatsoever where he criticized the systematic racism going on in America, the discrimination against the Black community. What is wrong with that? Why is he not doing that? If he so much love Black, I think he should start from there. Somebody asked him a question. So I'm happy he did deny it. Mike Arnold, he said they gave him a land to do solid mineral exploration in Nigeria. So if you are in Nigeria to do good, why are you receiving land you want to do mineral? Obviously, because of the government, they are not with him right now. I think he abandoned that. He claimed that they didn't start anything. Why are you receiving land? If I go to Tesla, I say, Makano, I need a land. Give me a land. I want to do oil exploration. Is he gonna look for a land for me? So obviously that tells you the West only interest in any country is economy, nothing more. Forget about religion, forget about this thing has happened before. We are just repeating what we have witnessed. It was people like us that sold out the Black into slavery. It was Black people. They were involved. It's not only white. So this is one thing we should know. We don't want that to repeat that. So people that were hungry, that was his interest in Nigeria, a common mayor in a village in Texas, you come into Nigeria, you say you want to address Nigeria, if Nigeria want to divide, blah, blah, blah. Who the heck are you? And people are celebrating him, all the pro-colonialists. I really have problem with a lot of you that are pro-colonialists. I don't have business with them. We have issues. We should learn to deal with our issue and resolve our issue. Makano can get out. We don't need him in Nigeria. If I'm the president, I will stop it from entering Nigeria. If you don't have any cogent business in Nigeria, you should be out. He's a divisive character. This, we need to call it what it is. I really appreciate our women that spoke out today, especially Ify, Hello. I was so proud of them. If you men don't understand your history, cannot speak out for your communities, probably the women are going to do the job. That's what I witnessed today. Big kudos to Ify and Isimire. They were so on point. He was just very defensive. When people ask him some questions, he refused to answer questions. Instead, he go after you, from forefather to Ify to Isimiri to Mr. James. I really have problem with this. Who does he think he is? What is a mayor? A mayor is literally is even less than a local government chairman in Nigeria. You come to address who? He should stay in his country. There is no animosity against him, but bro, I'm not gonna take that lightly. They should stop. They should leave Nigeria alone. We have issue. We will deal with our issue and resolve our issue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, AY. You see, much as I don't want to push back, but I want to know that one of the things you've continuously said is the bane of Nigerian society. You can constantly say he's just a mere mayor. Well, I want to shock you. In the US, even the gutter cleaner has the right to make his point known. And I'll give you one. There was when the Congress of America called a truck driver who had information that was necessary to come and testify. And the Senate, and the House of Rep, as they call it, the Congress people didn't see him as an ordinary. America don't see you as an ordinary as long as you're an American. So a mayor is a very important position and cannot be said to be just a pushover, because a mayor, a common judge in the county, can stop a policy direction of the government of America. That's how powerful the people are, and they respect their own people. So I think that's what we are yet to learn. Having said that, I also want to say this. So which do you prefer? Between January and now, we have lost over 10,000 people, whether you call them Christians or Muslims. 10,000.
Let me answer you. Let me answer you. Okay, I will tell you what I prefer. Let me tell you what I prefer. Since the beginning of this year, Trump sent military troops to Nigeria.
No, leave the military troops.
No. Let me answer it for you. Sorry.
What do we do going forward?
Hold on. I will tell you. Trump sent military to Nigeria for the past couple of months. What we have witnessed is increase of insecurity in Nigeria. You can fact check that. Not only that, yesterday, a bit 2 days ago, Trump came out on social media telling the world that he has stopped the killing of Christians in Nigeria.
Okay,
that does not send a hold on, KJ.
Calm down, I'll see with you. Calm down. Now, were you aware that your government paid millions of dollars to a lobby company in DC to lobby that this is what you just said now is truth of the
just
position?
Let me finish. That's a different.
That is one. No, answer together. Then two.
Listen.
Hold on. Are you in the details of what the people who were sent from America to Nigeria, what their role is supposed to be, working in collaboration with the Nigerian soldiers? Do you know whether they are competent or just to give information?
Let me answer. What they told us they go in there to stop to help Nigeria to stop the insecurity. The point you mentioned now, United States of America president have the best intelligence in the world. He knows what is going on in any city in the world if you want to. So Trump is fully aware. He's just being deceitful. That is his whole modulus operandi.
That's one problem.
Listen.
That's what my problem is.
No. That is
what you just said. That is fallacy because you have no proof to that.
What is fallacy? What exactly is fallacy?
Fallacy is not true. It's not.
No. What I said. What did I say?
So I can go to bed, please.
Okay, you conclude. Let's go ahead.
Okay. Let me. So what Trump just did 2 days ago, that tells you there is an agenda in Nigeria that have nothing to do with the insecurity going on in Nigeria. This is what I want to point out. So we should take that. So what are they doing in Nigeria? I wanted to ask Arnold, what is the interest of American military in Nigeria? How come since they moved to America, Nigeria, the insecurity in Nigeria has increased? Okay. I'll leave it there.
Thank you so much. Yes, I wanted to go to my brother Femi while I'm waiting. If you are Omo, if you're going to make it in 2 seconds, I'll give you
thank you very much. I'm not speaking. I just want to say thank you to everyone. It's past my bedtime, so I will. I just want to say thank you and good night.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you, man. Okay, yeah.
Oti wanted to ask me a question. I just want him to ask me the question.
Oh, okay. So when I
hold on.
Excuse me, KJ, and by the way, let me just, it's an advice. If somebody wants to ask a question, I'm not, look, if I'm talking, I want people to ask me questions, okay? There's no point all this giving up opinions, often that is, inconsequential. Allow people to ask questions, okay? I wanted to ask him a question. I can't even remember what I wanted to ask him now, but let me try. Now,
can I
just ask him a question?
If everyone who speaks, we allow them to ask questions, how will some people will stay here until the program will end? They will not even have opportunity of talking. It's not a question and answer thing.
But you got to ask
some
questions.
people are here. They've not spoken, and we have done. We're almost done doing 2 hours. They've not even spoken because we're asking questions. Okay, ask your question.
If we don't ask questions, you don't learn anything. I come here to learn something. Otherwise, I won't be wasting my time. Okay, sorry. Aku. So, what do you mean by foreign interference? I'm not sure that's the question I wanted to ask you. But since I've been put on the spot, so what exactly do you mean by foreign interference? Does that include, for example, foreign NGOs, supporting causes in Nigeria? Does it include our government going abroad? Sorry?
No. So what I mean by foreign interference is like bringing in foreign military or mercenaries to come and fight in Nigeria, right?
And is that the only thing? Is in a way you talk about interference? It's quite a wide field.
Yeah, I know there are nuances to that.
The man has explained to you what he thinks. Now you want him to write a thesis on interference.
I'm aware there are nuances to that.
Okay, let's move on. I think you have answered that.
KJ, wait, let me just say one last thing, right? So, in as much as I will repeat it, I don't want foreign interference by foreign military or mercenaries in Nigeria.
And right? So, how about if our government has to employ foreign mercenaries to help fight would you have anything against that? If our government wants that?
No. But
what do you mean? No? What do you mean?
Wait. In as much as I don't want it, but of course I can't stop them if they want to. But I don't want it. That doesn't mean I want it.
They're going to eat this. Okay.
I don't know if you understand what I mean. I don't want it, but if they want to do it, I can't stop them.
Wait, yes, but it's just that the statement was too blank and
yeah, but at least you can understand what I mean now. So at least
I still don't agree with you. But anyway, let's.
It's alright. You don't need to agree with me.
Okay, let's
turn
now.
Let's go. The last thing
let us move on.
I think the Nigerian government is playing games. They are treating these terrorists with kid gloves, which should not happen.
I see. And if a foreign government under okay, sorry, let's not have this debate. Let someone carry on, please.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Femi, please go ahead.
KJ, of course I had a private chat with you just now. First, I want to say that if this is how we want to continue, I think everybody has the ability to be disruptive as well. And like you just said now, because I think you also self-corrected, there are other people that also want to ask questions, if that's the case. And that's how we're going to continue to tomorrow morning. There are people that have been waiting there patiently as well. I'm not saying that I have the right to tell you what to do, because you're quite a good anchor. But it's unfair when people keep talking and talking and talking in the name of asking questions, and some of us decide to keep quiet as if Anyway, I just thought to land that point. It's
I,
not
I
right.
understand what you're saying. I also allowed myself to, because the lady who came in wasn't really discussing the issues. I could have just shut it down, but I allowed that to go ahead. So that took away from what we were discussing. Please go ahead.
Yeah, because again, just to round up, it doesn't help, especially when you've been here a long time. Come on, I mean, it's not
Yeah,
fair,
it doesn't help.
you know.
It doesn't. It's annoying. I agree
So
with you.
just, and
I'm
people
sorry
should
for.
not think they're the only ones that can talk. Anyway, so there was something Akudike said, and again, it's not necessarily because I'm trying to have an alternate opinion for it. After all, nobody wants an echo chamber. Otherwise, what's the point of us being here? There are things that I pride myself in that I may not even have that information before. I may not agree with you. But personally, I can only speak for myself. And I learned this from an elderly person, as elderly as Igbo Basics, that it's not a competition. There's no World Cup is going on. We're not winning any cup. To come out and think because someone has an alternate opinion, you don't know where I get my information from, for example. And there's a possibility. See, like I've often said, there's been times in the past, the kind of things we grew up on, a lot of it is propaganda, and it could come from any side. Our lived and shared experiences might be different as well. And I do not, personally, my ego is not big enough for me not to change my opinion in the face of new evidence. I want to paraphrase by that. Now, that's on one hand. On the other hand, we all agree we have human beings generally, we all have our biases. Again, it's not a bad thing if you're able to change. It's always a good thing if you have changing positions when you have concrete evidence that is difficult to, like, if you can do away your emotions and just look at the evidence. Awesome. Now, I said it to say that while I can understand so at least a few things I heard the guest say, because again I did not listen. I missed it totally. I was just so tired, so I can't speak to what I didn't hear him say. However, based on the questions that were asked by the time I joined and what I know of him and what I continue to re-educate myself about the world, I continue to mutate based on certain things I think I may have known, certain positions I may have taken before that may have been emotional, but then in the face of reality, now there's evidences against whether this thing is actually a Christian genocide. Are there Christians being killed because of religion in Nigeria? Yes. However, there's also the almost near incontrovertible fact that there's been more Muslims generally, including the ones that are, I mean, KJ, you grew up in the north. So I grew up in the north. There are Muslims that, if you're not careful, you're probably going to be best friends with them than even Christians, if it comes to that. Same with this ethnic thing, because I feel it's unfair when people don't listen to those of us that are speaking from a different dimension, especially when we look at where the West comes into play. After all, there was a genesis to when the white people came to Africa. Granted, we're complicit. At least there's some of us that make that clear as well. Because sometimes I get this feeling that because of emotions and sentiments, people choose to hear only what they want to hear and discuss certain other things, even when you're trying to make a point as to the fact that, yes, it's possible to, when you're cooking soup, you're going to have a mixture of ingredients. It's possible for two or even more things to be the same, to be true at the same time. So just because some of us are looking at the foreign influences that continue to today does not mean that we should look away from the fact that there are things we ourselves are not doing. That's the position I've always taken. For those that always listen to how I come across, and I have my right to say that way. You cannot tell me not to think the way. You can try to convince me, but I'm not going to force you to accept my position. But when you hear things like rubbish, and it could come from anybody, rubbish, you're talking rubbish, you have conspiracy theory, you have a right to say it. But your own my rubbish might be someone else's agreement, and what you say that I might not consider rubbish because I will not necessarily use that word to you might be something for me to go self-reflect on. And I promise you, not just on this forum, this is the way I was raised, this is where I grew up. You should be able to question things, not just because you're told that this is the way to it. We have eyes, we see. Now, among other things, as I round up, when you look in terms of the fact that there are even Muslims that are rejecting Boko Haram, that are getting killed, is a fact. It happened even during Zango Kataf crisis in Kaduna, and the previously mentioned, what was it called, Metasini riots. Keep in mind as well, just as you have different sects amongst Christian, there's a lot of sects that don't agree with certain things that certain extremist sects are doing. And while we talk about the ways, there's also the part that Saudi Arabia, for example, UAE, especially those two countries are criminals too. They are criminally involved in the Sahel, in Nigeria, and in Mauritania.
Sudan.
There's that other country that,
Sudan too.
Sudan is the biggest case point. So in fact, that's the part I want to begin to even highlight even more, as much as wants to talk about the West. And there's also the part that goes into international geopolitics and the reasoning behind the true intentions behind why the West and even all the Saudi and the rest of them are doing what they're doing. In fact, sometimes in recent times, let me not lie to you, KG, in a way, I'm happy that they're also enjoying a taste of their own medicine. Those and even Qatar and Bahrain, they forget that they have majority. I don't know if it's Sunni or Shia that's the majority in Iran now. That's what Bahrain has. But the puppets at the head, the so-called oligarchs. See, KG, there's a lot to unpack. This thing we're not going to finish them here, and we're not the ones that are going to solve it. So whether we continue to bicker here, some person calling another person rubbish, we're not the ones in power. We're not going to solve Nigeria's problem. We can only provide solutions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I hear you, but
KJ, I can't hear you. I'm not
we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
KJ, we can't hear you.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you so much. Thank you. I said I don't want to disclose my former life, but I will say that the issue of Christian, I will not say genocide, because genocide became more when it became more frequent, but Christian religious riot in Nigeria is not new to me. It's not new to me, and the constant clashes is not new to me either. So if anybody cares to look, you find the history is there. Now, nobody in his right senses will say it's only Christians. But you ask yourself one question. Why is it that this thing is going on, and till today, government still address it as banditry? I don't know if I'm making sense to you. It is still being referred to as banditry. And if you go look the full meaning of banditry, you know what it means. It does nothing coming close to terrorism or manslaughter.
KJ, please let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing. I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave. I beg you. I just want to leave.
They still refer to it as cattle rustling and farmer header clash. Where in Nigeria is the farmers and the headers clashing? Where?
Okay, so KJ, let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing. I promise you that this is just one thing. That's why I said something in highlighting it, that you did hear me say that we're complicit. The government, whatever they're complicit. I agree with you. Everything you say. In fact, the one you've not said, I agree with you. Thank you.
Okay, I hope
it's my turn now, isn't it?
Yes, it's your turn. Okay, talk. Thank you. Talk.
Right, I must be honest. Now, so this there's a mention of Christian genocide or Muslim genocide. I'm just wondering, is it a conceptual debate? Is that really what it's about? I don't understand. Look, see, the question I wanted to ask if another question or anybody who could answer it. It's just an honest question. And for some reason, she thinks it's as an insult. It's unfortunate. But the question is this. Now, Mr. Mike Arnold, the guest, did he come here as a representative of any government, foreign government? That's a question. Okay, as far as I understand, he's an individual, a missionary, for whatever he's just acting according to his beliefs, okay, and doing what he believes to be, if like the work of God. He's a missionary, okay. So the offense is committed. Look, people are asking him questions. That's not a problem. After all, he came here to answer questions. But it's something different when you attack an individual, attack somebody's integrity, somebody's motive. And when this person rebuffs the attack, suddenly he's insulting. He's insulting us, insulting our people, insulting Black people. What nonsense! People come here. I don't know. It's just sprout all manner of propaganda and ideology. It's ideological talk and thinking. Nothing. It doesn't go beyond that. And I'm referring to forefathers. There's nothing.
No, you can't. No, you can't be. No. What did forefathers do? No.
Sorry?
You're referring to forefathers.
I have to mention his name because this is not today. He started.
Oh my days.
Hold on, he can't change. This guy is incorrigible. I don't just understand it. But anyway, that's so. So this man, as I said, I've of course heard about him. I know that I've carried any kind of any serious research or inquiry into his work. No, but it's in the news. Anybody that kind of pays attention, we would have heard about him, his work, and what he's doing. As I said, I don't know him, and the people that were asking him questions, attacking him, not asking questions, have not, said that he represents any foreign government, any foreign interest, or he's working for any. Not that they know that for a fact. It could just be speculation, and then historical evidence or historical whatever. Okay, does it mean we can't, have objective, be objective, right? Even with our, if like the bias, the prejudice, the hinterground, hinterground. I mean, hinterland. Our knowledge. We could even go beyond that and still be objective, be fair to somebody, ask a question, and then wait for the answer. All right. So as I said, listening to him, he was asked direct questions, he answered them, and explained why he's doing what he's doing. So that is that. By the way, so to me, the way he answered the questions, he didn't insult anybody. It could just be that people don't maybe their level of literacy or knowledge, understanding of English. This thing happens, and if you can take offense, you can take offense for all you like. I, for one, I'm not in the business of being nice to people. That's not. I don't come here to do that. And if you come to a public place like this to engage in discourse, you must be prepared for robust disagreement. As I said, I have better things to do with my time. So being oversensitive, I don't insult people. But if I disagree with you, I will tell you so quite firmly. I don't have to be nice about it. But I won't insult you. I don't insult people. But I have a right to disagree with your opinion. That's why it's your opinion. Okay? You're not an oracle. Nobody's an oracle here. So that's my position. That's where I'm coming from. And as I said, in a public place, we, kind of have this discourse. We have to be prepared to to face challenges. I, for one, I like being asked questions. Even as I'm talking, now if you ask me questions, if you say, I will stop and listen to your question. I like questions. because that's the only way you can actually, if like kind of crystallize, be clear about your view, your thoughts, where you are challenged. I don't think my opinion is worth that much that I just have to give it, express it, and let the world listen to it. What is your opinion worth anyway? So really, I don't insult people for our sister Ifoma. He's just unnecessarily emotional, but it's a pity, and I don't. Why should I insult her for what? For what purpose? For what reason? So, but being a woman or a man, I don't care. I ask you a question. I will engage with your opinion, and it behoves on you to defend it. That's why it's a public, marketplace of ideas. You come here to give opinion, and you got to expect challenge. Okay. That's what I have to say. Thank you so much.
All right. I appreciate your contribution, and it's quite straight and forward. Okpablo, so that you don't go again. Are you and people basically keep disappearing on us? So let's just quickly treat you before you disappear again.
Well, because the damages don't come, I know go. I'll behave.
Come, they let us talk now. Eh? I'm new.
So
forefather, you've been here since now. What are you saying? You have been spoken before.
No, not on your session.
You were the first person you did for after the
Oh no.
Yeah. age don't come. Yeah, you spoke after forefather.
It's all right. I remember now. Yeah, that's true.
That's to tell you, KJ. Some people don't speak, forget, sleep, wake up, go shopping, come back. It never reached my turn. So anyway, I'll keep it brief. I don't know when, since pointing out the obvious, stating facts become blame. Since when? People will commit the atrocity against us. They are not denying it. It's well documented. So why are we censoring ourselves? I mean, we complain every day, say they deny us history. What are we doing to the next generation if we censor ourselves? So if we are pointing out, say, this is what the West did, this is what the Igbo man did, it is not a conspiracy theory, it is a fact. You don't need to hear them, but it has to be said. The people will do, and they are not denying it. The Jews today are still going strong because of the Holocaust. Who tell them, say, may they know they talk, and may they know they use them again? The Chinese know what they suffer, what they call the 100 years of humiliation, a century. This is how they were behaving, complaining too. Now, outside I do them. Why our own? Why do we have to censor ourselves? I'm saying out to saying this. In the school of honor politics, there's what we call Okpaolo communication model. But when you take it further and go to London School of Politics, they refer to it as trifold communication model, which says that at a time communicate in different ways. I'm watching the interview with Dr. Dameji. Yes. Something unraveled. These three phenomena took place in real time. And I have to acknowledge Ife, who started the unraveling. Ife, with the love of a nation, you have my heart. I will respect you for what you did. You insult anybody, you did not do anything wrong. You even struggle hard to join your words together. But because the person way there, the other receiving end, know what you are pointing on, and it exposes itself. Those three forms of communication I'm talking about, one are verbal, vocal, what you say that verbally. The second one is what you are not saying. And the third one are body nomenclature. It takes a special skill to listen to the three at the same time when somebody is speaking. And if he was able to unravel that, But his reaction to Ife, calling her names and all that, it's not just to shut her down, was also to send a message to anyone that is coming to ask question in that line. This is what is going to happen to you. That's why he acted like that.
Thank you, Okpewolo. I did vote for you. No worries. I'm
But-
voting for you.
Stupid brother.
But what give me joy, what make the day, as if that will never finish, Dr. Dameji did something I am still trying to look for phrase or sentence to put together, but I can only understand it in Kanuri language. Dr. Dameji pull out what Kanuri people call Kanye. That's, we call them Chakabula, those one for locally, but Kanuri people call them Durum Kanye. Dr. Damage decided to follow that Ife scenario with a question he pulled out from his phone. That question went straight to his interests, his business interests, which I don't even know existed. But again, in the way he answered it, make me, and I believe every other researcher out there, investigative journalist, we have to go and research those businessmen. I don't know, say for Nigeria, an individual that he refused to name, if he give person land that has mineral resources in the name of say you want to school. I never know that exists. I know say that they give oil well. But I never knew say if you give foreign away come, say because it's doing believe that you give man land and there are mineral resources there.
Well, is breaking this thing down.
Okay. That is going on in the north is because of the mineral extraction. He admitted it in a way that said, oh, I don't even need to do research. But as soon as I said Dr. Dameji has never done a job well, he has done that job well, Dr. Dameji didn't say anything, but this reaction just gladdens my heart. Then the Ogbonge of it all, the Oga Pata, we scatter everything for me. The man lived up to his name for the very first time and on this platform for the 4 years why I don't come here, called the forefathers. The forefathers are working in him. He never even asked question. He was just building his case using what the man has said and what is obvious to the blind. But because the man know that this guy is too articulated and the way the guy they bring those grammar they come from, he don't miss anything. It's coming from a deeper understanding of how geopolitics work, which is how the world works. The man lost it. The accident said, I couldn't believe that reaction. The question has not been answered, has not been asked. But if there's anything I take away today, as I said, my heart goes out to Ife, Dr. Dameji, and two Niger forefathers. You guys show one thing: patriotism.
Yep.
I'm not really sure for one reason. Because they came
100
to fight for a group of people. We came to fight for Christian and against Muslim. I know how me and the minority. Me then they fight the kid themselves. I go they put fire on top of them. So there's no need for me to appear before that camera. And again, I'm a Nigerian, not just by nature. I match every part of that country with my food. I eat everywhere, I drink water everywhere. So no outsider will come and tell me my own story.
Okay.
Make a full and they argue. That's stupidity of the highest level.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Allow me talk now. Stay for 2 hours. Watch you now. And I'm not making shit up now. I am saying exactly what is here, and everybody participated.
Okay.
So I'm not here to judge anybody. I am here to say, forefather, Dr. Dameji, respect. You guys stand up for the nation and posterity, the future generation. I will make sure they know this is as far anyone anywhere I feed on.
Through Okpawolo family.
You don't even ask any question. You are just pointing at the obvious, and they lost it. But again, now war between Christian and Muslim. As somebody who they worship rocks, and these people were in my back. I rest my case.
All right, thank you so much. You know why I thought you had ended, and I was trying to now pick up some of the things you said. In Nigeria, except you don't know, I'm telling you now, that if you're in the north, you can buy a land with mineral resources and it will be your own. You mine it free of charge till tomorrow. What I'm saying has not changed.
You are lying. I farm for Sambisa Forest. Me, I farm granite and corn.
Please.
The land will not get them again. They don't collect them.
Listen.
So no, I know that they tell you now. Is if I don't live for north. I've lived in the north. I'm telling you my experience.
Nobody sell land with KJ. Hold on.
Hey, hold on. I have an uncle who owns one. What are you saying? I have an uncle who owns one.
My area.
I say me, I get the collect them. You have an uncle. I am telling you real. You have an uncle. Your uncle tell you. You have ESA.
Okay, you
collect them.
You have the one that was caught. Oh, wait.
I have natural resources around me. I know how it operates, KJ.
Hold on now. Hold on. I thought you said before that it's not available. Now you have one that was collected. So which one? There's one place.
I tell you, you see that they give land. We buy land, we farm, and we found granite, we found corn. Our house, our store, everything was raised to ashes. Our day life, not be saying na ESA. So I never tell that story for you. You ask a question, say if I don't live for not before, so I'm responding to you like yes,
we are talking different things.
It's not a fact.
All right, let me point out. If you are Tony, I'm sure you travel a while. If you have traveled from Akwanga to Makurdi, there is a descending hill where you pass I've forgotten where the NTA used to be. That roundabout, there's a big roundabout going towards Panshin, Panshin, and then the other one turning back to Makurdi. As soon as you descend that place, you see a unpainted building by your right, by the river. The river is very, very small river, but on both sides. That is where they mine the stone. What they call the stone, something called. It's been there. It's owned by individuals, not government. It's been running for years. Okay, the person who owns that land owns it, and so is also.
What I say, I say they don't know that they give foreigner land. I was very specific. I don't know say foreigner go come, you go give them land with resources. Not that they say. But the only reason that land was given was because of the resources.
Complain that people jump in when you're talking.
I don't know why you argue with the man talk. I'm not the one that said it. The man said it himself. Arnold, I'm waiting on call him. He
so
said
if you allow me to talk, I will have been able to end what I'm saying. So Tony can come from China and meet me, who know the land, and say, this is what I want. I can sell it to him. I can take the land on my behalf and sell to him to do his business. And they will pay me my
to use this word. You are lying. You they lie.
KJ, that's not correct. See. I come from an area where you have natural.
All right, let's leave it.
I'll tell you. Let me answer. No.
Hold on. Sorry.
You have all the knowledge.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Let's move on.
One of my brother called Buhari.
Let's move on.
Was massacred.
Let us move on.
In that man's house. His wife, him and his wife. Now Buhari be named. Now Castina they born and they raise. Then they grow up with Papa. Tell me, if you say that they give the land, they are begging.
My problem with you is that you keep jumping in, but you don't allow people jumping when they're talking. You keep jumping in. You keep jumping in. The same thing you accuse people of.
We are not telling story here. We are telling our practical reality. What you are saying, it is
your
not
practical reality.
What is happening in Nigeria?
That is not reality.
They lie. They will not give you land with resources in the north because you become
KJ, no anywhere in Nigeria where they will give you land with resources.
No.
Please, let's withdraw that statement.
Okay,
especially to a foreigner, it doesn't happen.
If you are not going to let me talk, I'm probably going to remove you right away.
Responding to Dr. Meji's question, you will know everything you need.
If you are not going to let me talk, I will remove you. Because you are not the only one who have the truth. Just like you have your truth, I also have mine.
You feel remove me, but what you talk so na lie.
You
don't understand na lie. You can remove me if you want.
My own. I want me to express my own.
Just lie.
Okay, just some 3 days ago, there was a Mexican national that was found, that was caught in the middle of the forest somewhere in Nigeria, where they built up a factory, where they've been doing all kinds of things. What stops them from mining resources from there? If you go to the further north into Sokoto, the river basin, there are Chinese people who have bought farms there, built their houses. What do you know that they're doing inside those farms that they're building, where they have arms guard guarding
And
them?
you wonder why this security is happening. That is what is causing the insecurity. If you don't know, no, not be Christian or Muslim. That is the
My
heart of the
challenge,
insecurity we are talking about. The
my
man
challenge
admitted
with
it.
you.
Can I come in?
If I remove you now, you go say I remove you. Okay. My challenge with you is that this insecurity we're talking about now, did it start today? Did it start today?
Go
Did
and
it start
listen to
today?
Arnold question. Now Arnold, wetin Arnold talk we are explaining here. Go
All
and
right,
listen to
let's
him. You
move
go
on.
too
Let's
far.
move
Just
on.
rewind.
Let's
Now
move
Arnold
on.
Dr. Lamis
confess by
Naya answer
himself,
question. Listen to
KJ.
his
Please,
first
let's
Let's
stick
move
to
on. It's
facts.
okay. You guys
Don't
what?
remove anybody because they do
Oh,
not agree with you what you say.
AY, please don't tell me what to do. I hate it.
Okay, sorry, but don't
Right.
remove me. Oh. You
Please
can
don't
remove
take.
Jago, it's
I
okay.
beg you. I beg you. All right. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. You have made your point. Thank you. Rudolph, you want to say something?
I just want to thank everybody. I have to leave, and I've been listening to you guys, even though I was off the camera. But thank you all. I will see you next time.
Rudolph, thank you.
Rudolph,
Have a good night.
how you dey live when I wanted to compliment you?
Oh yeah, Igbo Basics. Thank you so much for your comments and everything.
All right. Before Rudolph gives his final address, before.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm done. I can listen to Igbo Basics if you allow him to speak.
Please, we are more than 150 here, and we have only 7 likes. That is not nice now. It's not for me, it's for Rudolph. If you don't like me, just to go and like it and share it, and subscribe, so that more people can be exposed to it. And then we can have more Kwabolos who will come and argue and tell us how the things are done. Please do not forget to like it. Let's take it to at least 100, because more than 150 I can see it, and so let's take it to at least 100 likes. Thank you. Yeah, Igbo Base, go ahead.
Okay, sir. May I do that for your present?
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So I did listen.
Thank you.
Please, I am still not in the mode of showing up completely. Therefore, if you see me in an awkward position, please just know that I'm dealing with it. Nonetheless, I sent an image. It's the picture of Owa Onire. I believe that's somewhere in the west, between west and north of Nigeria. I sent that to Dr. Damages, and I also sent that to KJ the previous week. Having listened to the conversations of today, I just had a couple of questions and a couple of comments, and I will go on and join the family for the evening. If you notice what I wrote, a lot of you have done very well today in your own strength. But I would like to specifically commend Dr. Damages as a follow-up of what KJ has said. Because some of you, if you are in the hot seat like Dr. Damages is, you probably would have cracked by now. It takes not just wisdom, it takes character. It takes everything that a man has to, after spending about 4 hours to prepare for a show, then come down and sit down and be able to manage himself without going off the course. Our people have what they call oche ekatoka. That's what the women will bring out when they want to yab each other. What I saw today, go back and ask yourself some questions. Why is it that some people would not want to come to this show as guests? Some of those who braved and come as guests, no matter their disposition, we should accord them respect. If you notice what I have said, it was respect is reciprocal. And I even cracked a joke about the World Cup, saying that Mr. Arnold came here
And thank God he did not score with Maradona hand of God. That commentary I made there was loaded. The case of our war goes directly into the heart of what's going on in Nigeria. That picture that you just took a look at, that is a British establishment. When I mean a British establishment, if you look at the buildings, it wasn't the building of just today. It goes back from way back Western Nigeria. So in my few little comments, as you continue to argue who is white, who is black, who is my good friend Chika Onyame, he wrote a book called The Capitalist Nigger, and that raised its own dust. As much as we all can speak big grammar, we should learn to chew our words before we say something, because whatever we say is going to be there and will confront us tomorrow. You can insult a person without insulting a person. You can drive your point home. No wonder people like Zebrodea Adem, we are the people that people looked onto when it was the military era, because the government was so detached from the people, but they were attached to people, to the shows like The New Masquerade. People would run home to go and watch The New Masquerade. The government will even go send their emissaries to The New Masquerade because they know that the people listen to The New Masquerade. I'm going to put it this way. I heard somebody call somebody SOB on this show today. Please, for heaven's sake, let that not happen again. We are not. We are all grown up. Our show, long after we are gone, has made its mark. But why is it that we cannot control ourselves each time we come on the set? We can speak like Forefathers was making his points, but there are so many ways that he could have. I will bring in the case of my good friend, my late friend, Professor Sisi Nwako. Professor Nwako was the dean of the Graphic Communications Technology Management Department at King University. Each time I go to a meeting with Dr. Nwako, if I start talking, he will kick me. If I keep talking, he will pinch me. And then I turn around and say, when we get out, I said, but why did you continue to pinch and kick me? He said to me, wait, let them land. If you remember the words that I used today, I said you can attract more bees with honey than vinegar. We are not out here to spew vinegar. You could say a word or two and let Mr. Arnold or Mayor Arnold, let him speak. And if you let him speak, you will learn a lot more from what's going on. When you are shown the picture of Owa Onire, that village is done, deserted, complete. I don't know what is underneath that the people are looking for that made them to sack the whole place. That place is an old establishment. Go and look at it. So when Arnold answered, you guys did well. When he answered some questions very technically, come on now. Would anybody tell you, say the reason why they go for Nigeria, not to mining? No, they wouldn't tell you that. Nobody will tell you. We all know that. But how do we? And if we are not, when I mean we, our people who collaborate with them, if we are not giving them the way, they will not rape us. Let me use that word, sorry. But let me go back to a few things that I will say. When we keep arguing about human beings and you talk about, when you talk white man, do anybody know the name Bruce Merrock? Bruce Merrock, he burnt himself alive in front of the United Nations. Probably that's when life was still life.
That's right.
He burnt himself alive off of the injustice that is being made out to people in Nigeria. When you talk about what you call it, genocide. Or is it the hunger as a, where do we start and where do we end? So what am I trying to say? Please, let us not become a market square, because CNN is not a market square. And for anybody to be a mayor in any city in the United States, it's no mean feat. It's a very serious feat. Let us respect whoever comes here, because it is the same mayor that you can learn a lot from only if you listen. Don't come to challenge the person. We're not coming from a position of strength. I know we are all lions here, but we can learn if we just allow our guests to come here, say the least that you possibly can, say the least, and let that give them the longest rope. They will teach you the things that you wouldn't have learned if only you listen to them. But if you go at it toe to toe with them, head to head, what do you know that they don't know? I can assure you that these folks have a lot more information than some of us. They will tell you what's under your village. So it's just an appeal that I'm making to us here. The outburst is not necessary. We are not in a marketplace, and we are not going to have to start hooking ourselves on a tie on each other. This is not a Bamoto Park. It's not a Bamoto Park, but wisdom. For the man who called somebody SOB here, no, it's not necessary. Please do not do that again. I had wanted to ask the man a question, say, we know why you are there in Nigeria. He said it clearly, and he told you that the thing is mute, it's not happening. So, since we know all this, what can we do on our own to see to it that the road that we have opened, that these people will not? What can you do? He said, why don't we all go and say, okay, because we keep waiting. By the time it's 2027, if we don't take action now, something will come to pass again. Midnight hour, results will be called, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing.
So this is the time.
Okay.
I just want to thank you all for comporting yourself the way you have tried. But please, let us do better next time, so that when Dr. Damages goes out there to seek for people, guests to come, the guests will come knowing fully well that we'll accord them some respect. Respect is reciprocal. It's a two-way street. Let's respect ourselves, and we'll just
Thank you so much, Igbo Basics. Thank you. I appreciate your contribution.
Just as I go, because I have to leave. I've been on the whole show. I want to once again commend Dr. Damages. And if we only today, for instance, go out there and support the show in one way or the other, I think that will go a long way. Somebody will throw $10 here, $5 here, $2 here. Talk is cheap. Talk is really cheap.
Yes.
We don't have a grant. We don't have a grant we are working on. So we have to support ourselves just like they support the church each and every day. Let's try to support the show, and that will go a lot. A TV station invited me for a show in Nigeria, and I told them I'm not ready. It's all of this gentleman. That is Zebi. Let us learn from the people like Zebi and what they were doing that the government was unable to really nail them down, because crack joke like Dr. Damages. Let's learn from Dr. Damages. I think we all go a long way. Satire is the way to go. Keep up the good work on Akacham series. Just keep it up.
Thank you, Igbo Basic. Okpawolo is willing to give grant if you support his two men at the back there. He's willing to give grant.
Thank you so much, Igbo Basic.
No, but KJ, if you go any bank, any office for Nigeria, you must see two pictures now. The state governor of that state and the president, Abi.
Okay.
So am I institution?
You loan Nigeria money now?
So, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just want to say bye-bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Damages.
I will see you next Saturday.
All right, Tony, thank you for staying this long and being patient. Yes, go ahead. By the way, Anyway, let's not go there. I don't know what you want to say, so go ahead and say what you want to say.
Yourself, you don't even know who's here.
If go ahead, tell me if there's something you want me to say. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. You must have dabbled into how minerals are exploited in the north and who owns them. Is it individuals don't own it?
Well, greetings everybody on the panel. I would rather. I don't know much about the north, but I can speak about the west. I know a place
About the north, about the constitution. What did the constitution say? Individuals don't have minerals.
Hold on. I know a place. Okay, let me even start with your place. In our source of forest, there's mining going on there. True or false?
True.
Good. Who's mining it?
Some Chinese, some Europeans, I mean, everybody is there.
Who gave them the rights to mine?
Those in government, in power.
The community are allowed.
Most time the king.
I know that
those in power. Hold on.
No, the king. They read them out. They read those that Mr. Tony is right.
If the order no come from the top.
Let's leave that because I just want to buttress what KJ is saying because we can't pretend not to know what's happening in Nigeria. In Ibeti is in Oyo State, and I'm sure my brother.
We are talking about the legality. Is it legal or they are doing it illegally? That's what we are talking about.
You are changing the goalpost.
Individual right to give out
Stop
land.
that. Please stop that. Let him talk. Please stop that. Stop. Let him talk. Oh, go ahead, Tony.
Jagun is here. I'm sure Jagun still there. Igbeti.
I am here.
Yeah, Igbeti is a town in Oyo State. Jagun, is that correct?
It's right. Igbeti.
They have a marble there. And for a long time, may so rest in peace, Chief Ashamu was mining the marble there, Igbeti marble. The community gave it to him, he mined it. And of course, he was paying taxes to the state or federal government, I don't know who. So we have had situations where if you go to Ebonyi, you will also find the same thing. And even the former governor, who is the minister now, is also involved in the mining activity there. There are situations where they meet the community will grant them right, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, and they will mine. They provide jobs for the community. Community can tell them, okay, we need water, we need that, we need road, and so on and so forth, and they do that. Maybe it's illegal mining by our constitution, but it's going on. And I believe that such a thing will be also going on in places in the north, because we have had Chinese go to a village and ask the people to leave with local complicity, because they have found out that there's some resource there that they want to take. In fact, there is a place in Ogun State where the king sold off people's land to Chinese. And when they come in, there is no farming they want to do, because they have technology. So they have a way of actually identifying grounds or areas that that are rich in some solid mineral, and they have technologies where they can extract this thing, and even government would know. Some of them are illegal. So I think to an extent, I can say that KJ is right, but that's not what I want to really talk about.
Mr. Tony, sorry to interject you a little bit. KJ is not right. What you are saying is actually the truth. That's what I wanted to explain to KJ. So because I'm from an environment where mining is going on, I know how this process works. What the people do, either Chinese or nationals, Nigerians, they go to the king. The king will write a place out for them for a number of years. We'll tell you, for example, you want to rent for 5 years, you pay this amount of money. For 10 years, you pay this amount. Some cases, you can renew every year. This is what is going on. The position of KJ was like they were selling the land. They gave the land. No, they don't sell land out like that. If they know a land contains mineral natural resources, they don't sell it. Thank you. I'm really aware of this.
KJ, can I just say something? Can I just say something briefly? See, before money fit take place for any community, right? That community, the king of that community, has link for the government. You understand? That's exactly what is happening. Yes, once you approach it, now money you are talking about, You are manning a natural resource, a national resources, no be your resources. So now we are forgetting the illegality that took place. There's a chain that is invisible to us. With the pack that one into with the cut them along with they analyze all these things, right? Why do you think the former minister of state state military, state defense that they call them, why do you think it was that everybody they make Tinubu remove them so that they go feature with all the legal mind that is going on? If you don't have connection in the government house, for Egbe to away they happen, if they don't have connection in Osadebi Avenue, mining cannot take place. Even you no go try am.
You see,
mining is the one go do.
Okay,
No go try am.
Pueblo, you see, you are diverting our attention. The attention is not on this thing. You brought in this, and now I'm trying to address it. I'm not concerned whether you are talking about illegality
No,
or
but you
illegal.
asked me now if
Hold
I don't
on,
need or not before. This is how they do it. Now I tell you say no.
See, it does not matter how it comes. The question is it being done? That's the thing. Yes, it's being done. Forget the rest.
I agree with you now. That is what is causing the insecurity.
Tony,
is it that nobody disagree with you? I said that is what is causing the insecurity. That is an admission that yes,
I don't want to even go there because that's a long draw. When Nigerian NEPA was going to be privatized, Tony, you and I know there are many Nigerian companies who didn't have any inclination of what electricity is all about, but they won discos. They won discos and they're still operating those discos because they brought some foreign collaborators. And those people
that's how it's done anywhere in the world. That's how it's done all over the world.
So what now makes you think that this same person who brought him in is not bringing him in as a foreign collaborator?
No, what you describe is how it's done all over the world. You set up a company, even if you don't know the technical know-how, you go and bring people to do the job. That is a normal practice. What are you talking about? And why security is at the act of the mining that is going on in Nigeria. That is what we should not forget. Now that illegal mining that is causing the security in Nigeria today.
All right, Tony, conclude.
Yeah, I just wanted to, chip in on that, but that's not what I want to say. I listened to Mayor Arnold, and I left after a while. I haven't seen, since I started watching Dr. Damage's show, I have not witnessed a discussion that was too toxic. I agree with what Igbo has said, because it looks like there was what I call misplaced or transferred aggression. Some people just felt that it was an occasion to vent their spleen or anger or frustration on the gentleman that appeared, forgetting that he is, as a person, a missionary who is investing his private resources. He has been there even before the Tinubu government came into place. Establishing schools, training Nigerians, giving scholarships, various interventions that is doing, or what the government ought to have been doing, the politicians ought to have been doing. And yes, he has his own issues with the government and his feelings about the killings and so on and so forth. You agree with him or you disagree with him, but that's his personal view. And the discussion never focused or centered on the government that has the responsibility to deal with the situation that Nigerians are going through. I didn't hear anybody focus on that. But some of the attacks were on his person. My friend AY is there. AY, I ask you, you're a Muslim. If someone comes on this platform and says something bad about Prophet of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, I'm not sure that you are going to take it kindly. I listened to a comment by somebody on the panel, and the kind of thing he was saying about the God that I serve. If you say it against the Prophet of Islam, you'll be in trouble. Not to talk about God. And so the man was trying to explain that, oh, you can't box God into, put God into, of course, he doesn't, the person who spoke didn't know what he was talking about. Because I'm familiar with that. I know he doesn't understand what he's talking about. And then instead of thinking, listen, you are not a Christian, and someone who is a missionary is trying to educate you, and you felt insulted. Because it's insulting to speak about God in that manner. You can't even speak up about your father in that manner. So I think that we have to, like Ibu Basic said, I think we have to upgrade our discussion in this point. People are entitled to their views. The kind of venom I saw, today, I didn't like it. Some persons, and not just even on the guide. I think it was unnecessary. A country is going through a very serious problem. And I think that is what we should be interrogating. Arnold is not a politician. He didn't come to the panel as a politician. He's not a government agent. He's just a missionary. He said it. He's been here. He's doing his thing. He's speaking against what he has perceived ills that he sees in government. He's campaigning. Okay, if that is his fault him. But to constantly be referring to him as an Oyibo man, he left his country and is coming here to do that. I was just shaking my head. And then Brother Panstat also reacted the way he did, using curse word that I think is terrible. Panstat is supposed to be a leader here in this, an elderly person now. You can't be using that. And it's been occurring all the time. And I don't know why Rudolph is allowing all those things. I know he believes in freedom of speech, but at least, even God himself, there's a limit to your freedom. There are certain things we shouldn't be saying here now because people are watching. This thing is going to be played back. It can't be occurring every time. Nobody says, don't do this again next time. And I don't think it's good for this platform. The other thing I want to say, what is it? I wrote down something here. I can't remember again. But these are basically the issues that I just found. People can express their views, without being politely and not being uncouth.
Okay, Tony, thank you.
That's fine. So I agree with Igbo Basics, generally in terms of what he said. I think it's good for us. We're trying to address a problem. We can't create more problems when we're trying to address a problem. Thank you.
The issue of this subject matter today, we know it was going to be explosive, but we didn't know that, or rather, I didn't think it would get to that point because it's a simple. What he's addressing concerns both North and South, Christian or Muslim, because death is death. It does not choose. Unfortunately, whether you are from one or the other, if the terrorists catch you, the same fate. It's only if God decides to, send angels to be on guard that you will come back the same way. But even at that, of course, we know of a woman who had to take her own life because of she couldn't live with what she witnessed the time that she was there. So those people who are now being released, whether you like it or not, is another bomb, time bomb waiting for Nigeria in the future, because traumas you really recover from it. You really recover from it. It's just like those of us who have uncles who went to the Civil War. Even while we're not there, we are born and we are told the story that this guy, we want, some of them behave very funny. Say, why is he behaving that way? So, since he came back from the war, he has never been the same. That's how he behaves. In the midnight, some of them wake up and are going around the village and shouting all kinds of slogans. So, but that is what trauma does to us, especially in Africa and in Nigeria, especially where these things are not regarded as a disease and are treated. If not, many of us need to be, need to be somewhere else. Okay. Thank you so much, Tony. Mr. Ike, thank you for your patience. I see you all this while been waiting, patiently. Thank you for coming. I don't know if you listened to Mr. Arnold, but if not, you must have picked up some of the discussion so far, and I would like you to, give us your own part of the discussion. Please ignore the issue of whether mineral or no mineral, so that's not part of what we are discussing today. So let's not divert ourselves from the original topic. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday to all of us. KJ, I honestly listened to the Mr. Arnold, but I just want to thank God for Brother Tony. He only spoken what I wanted to say. I didn't have any other thing to add about what Tony and Igbo Basic said, But I'm only trying to pray that that James will be able to understand, Christianity is if you don't believe in it, you don't need to get involved in it. I am one of the person who try to avoid talking about religion and faith here because I know how emotional it can be and I know how sensitive it can be. But I want to thank my brother Tony for saying what he said here. But I just want to end like this. I don't have much to say. I listen to everything that I would be listening to what is going on. Kama says, when you destroy someone's life with lies, take it as a loan. Because it will come back to you with an interest. That's the word I want to leave here for all of us. Kama says, when you destroy someone's life with lies, take it as a loan, because it will come back to you with an interest. KJ, that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ike. That was very short. So we circle back to forefathers. Okwabulo, stop writing this.
You didn't see how many times you missed me out.
Sorry. Now wow,
you have a personal grievance against me
because you are sleeping now. Because you are lying down, nobody see you.
Did anyone ask you for anything, crazy man?
Me that is begging on your behalf. Stand up, but let's stop.
Stand up now. Let's see you now. Go and see you without saying anything.
Me? You mean me?
Yes, I mean you.
Yeah, you are lying down.
I should stand up.
Yeah, you from the UK, sit up. That's what we mean, man.
I'm here. I've been here. Anyway, let's move on before we go to childish levels. I'm not sure. I think I have enjoyed today, to be honest. I enjoyed what Tony had to say. Sometimes I just think we're stuck, man. We're stuck in a place of, I don't know, imbalance. We're all in the West worried about Nigeria. Nigeria so far, we can hardly affect any change there. And Tinubu will really be there for another 4 years. And if he is, what does that mean in terms of development and geopolitics regarding our nation? This is the future that we've got to do. It's around the corner. All these things are around the corner. And sometimes I think we're so stuck in the day. Our thinking and planning. As we have discussed it, I think it was quite refreshing to hear that young lady who came on Omo and spoke about her point of view. I thought that was quite interesting. I thought that many of us do like talking, but don't really talk in order of solution. Talk to argue, talk to hear our own voices. And I think, we come on here for fun, but the days go on. The days go on day by day. It's just racing. We're 6 months into 2002, which started only 2 months ago, and the speed at which things are going. I don't know if we're putting things together. And, you know, I'll tell you one thing, man, especially you guys in America, increasingly here, but we have make we start growing our own food, make we start forcing communities for real. Because it's soon going to be very difficult to live in the West. Things are going to change quite dramatically. And I don't always know if we're ready for it. I don't even know if we believe it half the time. Many of us would have information, be it religious information, that point to the same thing, or political or economic. It all points to the same thing. Social points to the same thing, which says what's going on, basically. What's going on? And I don't know. I you know, every time I see a flash of light with somebody who can inspire, at the same time, there's a lot of negativity that is brought to bear. And I think by today, we should know how to handle white man, to be honest, by today. And what I mean by handle them is that there's a way they speak. You have to know what they're talking about and deal with them. Because I like what I didn't approve of, and I've said this to him, that you weren't successful in getting your question out. And for me, that's not a success. Let's be able to tie these people down enough to respect who it is that they're speaking with and give them a chance, as been said, to lengthen their rope. Keep lengthening your rope. Because they're telco, especially Oyinbos like him. However, you know, I did enjoy today. I'm actually, it's a bit late for me for some reason. I'm a bit tired. Maybe it's because I've been listening to you boring lot. But I thank you for your time. And I hope you do well as the week comes on. Do well, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jagun. You also have done very well to sit through. Like I said, it's always good to have you guys. It's not easy. Time and treasure is what anybody cannot replace. Thank you. Father.
KJ, Jefferson is in the background and backstage, I mean.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, bro. Okay. For Jefferson, welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You said that I should go back, that you call me back. It has been 2 hours.
Sorry. You know, when you have the likes of Forefather and AY, you can't seem to be looking at the backstage.
Seriously.
Well, we have said it all. This is basic common sense, right? I will repeat my statement again. Dress how you will be addressed. If someone came, they said they taught us, or whether did anybody taught us something or not, the question is, every time when everybody wakes up, nobody needs to tell you need to clean up, brush your teeth, have a shower, dress well, think of the next day ahead. What are you doing progressively every day? It's basic common sense, right? Even if someone says, okay, you want to come and fight or throw a bomb into your environment, you have to think twice about what you're doing. Like, you know, the question is, what agenda do we really have? So people have been bringing the example of Rwanda and everything. At least last I checked, Rwanda, they are trying to fix themselves. And other African countries are fixing themselves. I think it's just us that is, we're still trying to figure it out. And we also obviously know why, because we have not grown out of some certain critical tendencies. So you know, we try to be, you know, there's so many things. Like, I want to make this clear, and I want to make this clear to every one of you here. Believe it or not, I'm more I don't want to claim, but me, I'm a very, very Pan-African individual. But there's something they call rules of engagement. Even Fela that passed, so he also had his own rules of engagement. Everybody had their own rules of engagement. Even when he broke out and did his Afrobeat and everything, don't you know that there were still Oyibo artists that were still coming out to visit him in the shrine? But I don't want to digress too much, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So we know the white man has done a lot of damage. And I want to make this clear here. Most white people, even when this nonsense were happening, majority of them don't like it. And it's not everybody that is benefiting from it. Maybe we fail to understand something here. The Americans you are seeing to, majority of the white Americans you are seeing to them, they are escapee, what they call it, escapee prisoners that were supposed to be gruesomely tried. Most of they were supposed to be tried. They escaped from UK, that's UK, Scotland, Britain, all these places. They escaped to be here. And of course, we also have other people that make up America, not just you understand what I'm trying to say here? So the orientation, the ideology is different for people. There are people who are pro-racist. They will not hide it. There are people who don't like it, the issue of racism. Some people, they even feel bad about what they did. There's a lady, maybe you should go and look her up. Her name is, I think it's Mary. If I remember the name, I'll post it here. I will share the information when I remember. This woman, she's a teacher in the school. I think it's Elliot or so, Elliot Jane. I think I bought her name. She purposely will come in the classroom, talk to all white students and say, look, will you be happy to be treated the way the black people are treated? She purposely confronts the students every day. Sometimes they try to look this way, look the other way, but she makes a conscious effort to confront them every day to make them realize that, look, what you think you're holding on to is a prejudice, is a stereotype. And guess what? In today's global world, even most white America or white Europeans or whatever have been to understand that whatever they did in time past in terms of the escapades of racism is only going to the top elites. Top elites are the ones benefiting from it. Try and get the picture here. In Europe, all the escapades they are doing in America, for instance, now all this Venezuela or whatever, it is the top elites that they're enjoying the spoils, not even the commoners like me and you. And of course, you are always going to have informants. So the issue is that for us to get where we are, let us have it in back of mind. We have informants who are ready to even sell our future, who are currently selling our future, who don't even care about our well-being, that are making sure that things do not work in all ramifications, be it in the health sector, be it in the technological sector, security, everything. So we have our own fair share to be blamed. So that's why I'm going to rest on this case.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys, you shouldn't worry yourself too much when somebody tries to condemn what you are saying or doesn't accept it. Even me, I've been told that I don't know anything. I only know something that has to do with church alone. So now I'm considering a church session in this program. So I will think about it and I will come and begin to host a particular program just to talk about church, and see, that's all I know.
I will collect the offering. I will be collecting the offering.
Yeah, everybody will collect the offering on my behalf, so that everybody could be, all of us go there our lane. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Yeah, I'll begin to wrap.
Jane Elliott, I'll put the link. You go and read about her and watch about her. Jane Elliott, go and watch everything about that woman.
I want to say something. You see, sometimes we jump into geopolitics in this thing. You see, there's a lot to read, and some of us, if you really truly did the search, there are certain things you not say because you now realize where it's coming from. One of the things I want to leave you with is go and research of a person called Alex Bailey, okay, who she was and what she did and what is the result of those things. So now, but some people are so proud working in those organizations that sprang up from this point. So having said that, there's no one one thing that have led to where we are today in Nigeria. It can be a combination of many, but it started small. And when it started, we didn't nip it in the box or in the bag because we are saying, okay, because it was favoring some people. Today it has become a monster. I have a video here of an army helicopter dropping something in the forest in somewhere between Anambra and Enugu State. And the guy doesn't even know what they were dropping. There have been helicopter moves around Nigeria, in the north, in the south. The one in the north is owned by, was traced to Turkey. Okay, registered as a Turkey airline. Helicopter. And there are some in the south, in the southwest, doing the same thing. The question is, these are not Fulanis flying it. These are being flown by other people whose interest is in those areas. But what we should ask ourselves as a roundup is, if these things have been identified, then why is a serious government not taking action to nip it in the box? Because there's no way you fly in the airspace of a nation and the nation's air force is not aware that such a plane or helicopter does exist. Up until today, now, we've not had any story of the jet that dropped somewhere in Delta State. Is it Delta or Edo State? Between Delta and Edo State. And eventually took off after a while. Nobody had told us why that happened. Nobody had told us who has it or what the people who were the passengers of that jet. But that we have put that news aside and we have moved on. So this is the situation we are in, and it's very precarious, we must say, whether you like it or not. It's just a question of time. I spoke to some people from my community 2 days ago, and they said the Fulanis are in Aba now. The Fulanis are in Aba. The Fulanis are, in fact, some were just in Umuahia some few days ago. So which state is remaining? Okay. So this is what we should see and be able to know and put away sentiment and deal with this issue before it consumes every one of us. So as we round up, I will start, let me not start with forefather so that I can end with forefather. He normally will talk too much.
Please, let me go first. I need to rest.
Okay, all right. Just make it short so that the other people will not also.
Yeah, I'll make it short.
All
yeah.
Right, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to appreciate Ogbegolo for what he said about being, unlike some people that like to always rejoice at any chance I get a bit of a pushback. So, but that said, I think the discussion, it has been quite revealing, and I can say that there was a time when maybe if we had this conversation, most people, I would be in a very, very small minority of people, maybe me, AY, and a few others as it. But we can see that more people are thinking more openly about these things and looking at this. Okay, white man. I think he prefers white. Americans prefer white. This white man, this thing, the way he came across and the kind of language he was using, they don't know they are doing it, especially the American ones. They don't know they are doing it. I've encountered American white people in the UK before. They come across as a little bit condescending, and because they are used to it, they are used to talking down to slaves and all that stuff. So they have that kind of culture where they talk down to black people, and they call our men boys. In the case of this show, he didn't even let me finish my statement because I was just trying to drop parallels that he may mean well, but at the same time, he's interacting on a state level. The government, the president of Nigeria wants to see him, this one wants to see him. So he's interacting and he's having an effect on what is going on in Nigeria. He's not a benign actor. And there could be serious consequences to it. Because these are people, they are very, very good at dividing nations. Because they will come with the great intention that they will say they want to do a lot of good. But the forces that are operating around them, or maybe even he himself, you can't always tell. You don't know who is who. they could use them as a weapon against your country to split your country up and do all kinds of stuff to your people. And I think I shared that information here where some, this Israeli blog where they wrote that they want to fragment the continent. That's countries within the continent, that they will start with South Africa. Is the first country to start with. So, and you can see that Nigeria is part of that equation that they have. Because they feel like if we become the way we are going right now, continental free trade agreement and all these things starts building momentum, we're not going to go back. So one of the ways to do it is to just fragment the countries. And this is why I felt like I needed to let him know that the danger of what he's doing, that maybe there could be consequences, but he didn't let me finish. But like I said, let me not go on too long. I really appreciate the fact that a lot of people are beginning to see. And this is why I prefer Trump being in office, because it helps people see better on what is going on. Because Democrats will hide it and all kinds of stuff. He even testified that Obama caused some of the events that led to the rise of this thing, Boko Haram. So this, and when I tell our people all these things, they will say I'm talking nonsense. But that was from his mouth. Like he said the same thing. But they will accept it. Then sure, they will not even hear it. Our people will not even hear it. And when I even reinstated it to him, he tried to be defensive, even if that's what he said. So, but it's all right. Like I said, I'm happier today than I would have been 3-4 years ago, given the way people respond to such subjects. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Jefferson, your final point.
Jeff has just finished speaking now.
Yes. Let him take his final point. Yeah, make your final closing.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought you guys were going to handle me later, but okay, no problem. Let me just conclude with this. Well, I've said it again. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, we are the architect. It's even said in the holy books, in the scriptures, for those who are Christians, or in fact, they say you are the architect of your own misfortune. You understand? So all these things about he have an agenda, this guy is working for American government, is irrelevant. What are we doing differently? Do you understand? What are we doing differently? Look, I am an objective person. For the fact that I love what Mike is doing does not mean I will choose a white man over a black man. Don't get it twisted. And besides, we're all human beings before our creator, right? I won't sit down here. I will see carnage happen to my fellow African people and look the other way. I don't operate that way. But let us get it straight. Even us in Africa, we are treating ourselves like trashes. Like for instance, even when we come to in different parts of the world, Europe and UK or America, different outside of Africa, how well are we treating ourselves? Let's go there. Look at businesses. Do you know it was so bad that even a social media guy was complaining how our so-called African businesses that we are supposed to pioneer and do and be on top of our game, we are no longer on top of our game anymore. Instead, this is Mexicans and Chinese that is breaking even into the market. They were even complaining about, when you go to African store to go and buy food, you understand? To buy food, that the food is more costlier than when you go to Chinese and Mexican.
Yeah.
So, these are small things, but it goes a long way. Then in terms of job empowerment, how well are we Africans helping ourselves when we leave the shores of our continent? And we are not even helping ourselves properly in our own enclave. That's to tell you there's something wrong. So before you point someone and say he is the architect of our problem, let us look inward. Let us be our brother's keeper. As far as I'm concerned, we are not our brother's keeper. For the fact that someone is saying somebody is look, I know when a white guy is being condescending. As far as I'm concerned, that guy did not. The guy didn't talk badly to anybody. He didn't. In fact, if he forefathers and all the lords, all of them are the ones that were even the ones that talked down on him. and he put an allegation and say he's a racist person, which I felt was very, very wrong. It is very wrong on their own part to just go and be pointing people and say that they are racist, right? It is because if you look very carefully, he was tackling this, he was being objective about. He acknowledged there were issues that the previous American administration did. There are issues of which it had nothing to do with this administration. This administration is looking at for their own interests. The other one, they were trying to do global interests, and the point trying to kill everybody, even in our own continent. And people fail to understand something. Do you think it could have been the same game today? Do you think if Clinton had won that 2015 or 2016 election, do you think it would be the same thing today? Who knows how worse it could have been? People don't seem to understand. We don't know the fire we will touch, but we are just here. We are just looking at things differently. So what I want to say in a nutshell is this: everybody is saying their own part about whether people should interfere or not interfere. As far as I'm concerned, we are not. There's no willingness to do things differently, and that is why we need a third eye. At this point, we need a third party to handle this situation. Because look at our so-called DSS. Look at how they are very quick to arrest political actors, but a major insecurity. See how and is it not shameful that you see police allowing what they call it bandits to pass the road? They did not contact, and they have. Think about it. They did not contact they didn't contact the army, the military intelligence. They didn't even contact the NSA or whatever communication protocol they have. They didn't do any communication. They just allowed them to pass. And then tomorrow we hear that they kidnap and ransack villages and this. What does that tell you? No. Okay. That there's something wrong with us somewhere. So I think me, as far as I'm concerned, Mike did not insult nobody. I think what the problem is that most of us don't even have the sense of comprehension to understand when somebody is being to decipher sense between sense and nonsense, or when somebody is trying to talk down on you. I think people they don't seem to understand all these things. There are different modes of communication. I think they lost it on that part. They lost it on that part, and they need to learn things differently.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jefferson. Yeah, Beneventure OT.
I would have said I don't have anything to say, and actually I don't. No, but since KJ, you're here, and Brother Ike and Tony, so what I'm going to ask is, people are men of God, okay? You pray, right? So I would ask you. You pray for all of us against the spirit of arrogance, and we need humility, every one of us, myself included. So maybe that's would be a way for us to begin to solve our problems. Now, because after listening to what Igbo Basics and Tony had to say, for some reason, it's still some people are made no impression on some people. So that's why I'm asking for this prayer, and perhaps maybe before any session is begun here, we will say a little prayer. That might help. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pastor Ike is here, so I'm sure that he would love to do that. But yeah, so let's hear from him.
My brother, there is we are not gonna turn this place into perception matters a lot. But I just want to thank you that what you just said. One of the virtues of every human being, humility. People think humility is weakness, and that's why people talk to Mr. P2B anyhow. That's why anybody can say anything. But my brother, I want to tell you, humility is not weakness. It's a virtue. And it is difficult for anybody to have it. And for you to have it and maintain it, you must be somebody who is close to God, because you have to be somebody who is obedient to the word of God. And you must be somebody who believes in what you believe. If you say a Christian or you say you're Muslim, you got to believe the word. Because that word is the transformational word. It's not my word. It's not Brother Tony's word. It's not KJ word. It's not your word. So I just want to thank God for your life, that, it doesn't take years to change the minds of people or to transform people. And that's why a lot of people who are following Mr. Peter Obi, some of them who could not bear what he is, that's why some of them walk away. It's not that he has any personal problem with anybody. Because if you are following this man and you're not ready to transform your life, you're not ready to change who you are and see this life in a different form and formation, my brother, that means that you are not even ready to face reality about your life. So what am I trying to say? We are not perfect. And there is no perfection anywhere. The only perfect thing we have is God, Jesus Christ, and God is the only perfect being. We are bound to make mistakes. The most important thing in life is when we make mistakes, recognize it, realize it, accept it, and find a way to, find solution to it, so that tomorrow it becomes a lesson to somebody else. When you see somebody doing it, you say, hey, my friend, listen, I did something like this, but I learned from it. So I will hope and pray that you learn about this. So I thank God for you, and I thank God for everybody, because it's not sometimes what is going on in our country, because we are talking about a young man who came here today. It's not that Mike Arnold that asked the policeman who saw the terrorists waving them on the street. It wasn't Mike Arnold asked the policeman to wave to the terrorists. Who, like the person who made the last comment, said here, they will end up tomorrow, go and round up a village, and everybody will be saying, hi, how did it happen? But have your government said anything about that? No. I don't think it is Mike Arnold that asked the children that have been kidnapped in Oyo State for how many months now? It's going to 1 month or more than 1 month, and it's not the system that has crumbled and collapsed in your country. It's not this young man that is the problem of Nigeria. We have a greater problem. It's not Arnold who have told the Nigerian judiciary to wake up every morning and decide to do whatever they think that they want to do. It's in our faces. It's before our faces, right? So it doesn't matter how we try to, play it. At last, everybody will chop the food, and my prayer for all of us is, when you think it is okay with you, or when you think you have everything, I will advise you, once in a while, go to hospital and visit a hospital. Go to an orthopedic hospital and visit people in orthopedic hospital. They are not asking you a mansion. They are not asking you for big cars and big jeep. But what are they asking? Can I come out of this place? I just want to have good health. So it's good that sometimes when you have experienced life, there are situations that will come to you, you humble yourself because you have been there before. All of us have stories to tell about our lives. It is not Mr. Arnold who said while I was in Mali about 17, 20 years ago that an Igbo man will not be president of Nigerian community because we are Biafra. And they made it. At the end of every year, the other tribes in Nigeria will gang up against an Igbo candidate to become president of Nigerian community. But did it change anything? No. Were the people who were doing it, are they better than the Igbos in Mali? No. Some of them are into prostitution. Some of them are the people who are selling Nigerian gates. They don't have any good job. But they are the people who want to rule the people that are having a legitimate business that they are doing in Mali. It's just this is Nigeria for you. But why? All my life, my best friends have been Yorubas. There have been people from Edo State. There have been outside. I don't have much of the Igbos as friends. And that's why I decided in my life that I'm not going to marry an Igbo woman. And I ended up marrying the beautiful Caribbean woman. You know, because it has always been my choice, because I enjoy intertribal marriage. I enjoy it so much when I see them in Nigeria. And I said, I can't marry an Igbo woman. I'm going to marry either Yoruba or Calabar or from a Shakiri. It doesn't matter. And I tell you, the person I wanted to marry is from Birom in Plateau State. You know, but something happened, it didn't work. But you see, everything is God's timing. And it ended up that I still did what that gave me peace. And I have peace today. So, my brothers, Nigeria is in a mess. If you want to believe it, don't believe it. Yesterday, I was listening to your program when forefather was telling you people, project how Nigeria will be in 3 years. That is disingenuous. People are not trying to be honest to themselves. This is a country that has gone completely, and you're projecting about 3 years. And we're talking about the people that have been kidnapped in Oyo State, children. And you're projecting Nigeria is going to explode in 3 years' time. Nigeria is going to become America in 3 years' time. I mean, do we really understand what is going on in that our country called Nigeria? The man who told you that he's going to give you electricity, if he don't give it to you, don't vote for me. He abandoned the electricity and put solar in the presidency. How long shall we continue to allow things that doesn't matter to be our problem? The lady who come here today is talking about how can we work together. We have been here for how many years? Since 2022 or 2022 that I joined Dr. Damage's platform. It has always been argument and argument and argument and argument. At the end of the day, we have not been able to say, this is what people in this platform have been able to achieve. Why? Because tribal sentiment, religious sentiment. Igbo is an Igbo man, is a Biafra, is a from Edo State, is a Yoruba man, is a Hausa man, is Fulani man. This has been the hindrances of our lives. We have not been able to achieve anything. Only we come here, we fight each other, insult each other, and the next day we come, the next Saturday we come. That was the time my brother Tony stopped coming here. You don't blame anybody. Because there are things at times you begin to wonder, is it because we are opportune, to have a better life, even not in the sense of material things, but at least in the sense of peace and security, that we really forget from where we are coming from. That at the end of the day, if you think none of us that is in this place now, 4 of us or 5 of us that is here, that every month, something like, let me not lie, something like $200 does not go out of your pocket to people in Nigeria. You work from January to December here, morning, afternoon, night. No, you're not just working for yourself, but 75% of that work you're working for the people back home. Where is the joy? What is the happiness? Before you know it, you retire. At the end of the day, what do you have? Because you use everything you should have used to have your better life, you use it to care about the people that are back home. Because you cannot abandon them. We don't have that heart to say, go to hell. Nigerians are not cultured in that form. We are not molded in that nature. That we say, okay, listen, I don't want to have anything to do with the people back home. It's not easy. Please, let's remember that Nigeria is in a place that it does not give any. Can you see, sometimes when I see people, they say, I went to Nigeria, I spent 1 month. Let me ask you a question. Your country, the country that you call your own, you go to Nigeria, you go to the police, you hire police, you hire security. They are carrying gun, following you about in your village that is supposed to walk freely, go to the stream with your people, enjoy those things you enjoy when you were growing up in the village. When you go out, when it is 7 o'clock, your mother is crying and shouting everywhere if you are not in the house. What kind of life is that?
Okay.
People carrying gun and following you about. You don't have freedom of yourself in your own country, in your own village, in your own family. Some of us, even members of your family, will organize people who will come and kidnap you to get money out of your life.
All right. His words, Ike, if you just round up your last word.
My brothers, Brother Oti, God bless you. Brother Tony, God bless you. AY, God bless you. KJ, remain blessed. And my brother Ndubizi who just came, I wish everybody the best of the week. We're entering into a new week. But let us not stop praying for Nigeria. Because no matter whatever that happens, that's our country. If I decide to remain here and die here, it doesn't change the fact that I'm a Nigerian. Even though I am Dutch, that I have my second country. I'm happy, I'm safe, I'm secure, I don't have a problem. By next year, I'll be 65. By special grace of God, I retire from working. And I will enjoy the rest of my life. Because I believe that I have paid my dues in this country and in Nigeria to see that Nigeria is a better country. So I don't owe nobody no apology. God bless you all. We see you next week.
Thank you so much. And thank you. Before I come to no, let me do AY before I come to Tony. I just want to Blabba Blue said for now let us enjoy our akara and kuli kuli to fix Nigeria will be after 2031. So well, it may sound funny, but the truth is that we can't change it, just like Ike have said, if we don't make conscious effort towards it. And we cannot continuously to divide ourselves into fragments and think we'll get a good result. But let me hear from AY. Thank you so much, Ike.
Hey, thank you again, KJ. Mr. Ike, thank you for that beautiful speech. You see, it just a very. I think we've had a very good show so far for both Dr. Dameji show and this one. One thing I discovered, sincerely, I think we don't listen to ourselves enough. So I don't know if it's lack of exposure to other part of the country. Nigeria has not listened to themselves enough. There is not going to be a day where only one tribe or religious group will dictate for the country. You have to recognize your neighbors. I keep saying this because even if Nigeria to divide today, you must live with those neighbors. You have to look for a way to manage it. Otherwise, you see what is happening in Gaza and Israel. You have to look for a way to manage your neighbors. This is one thing that is very important. And when we try to, which is what is happening in the country, even when we try to make laws, we'll try to rewrite constitution, for example, you have to look at the general country. You have to listen to people from different environments. This is how you achieve peace. You see, on the issue of insecurity, I feel really sad when we keep reducing this discussion to Christian genocide, not Christian genocide, Muslim whatever genocide. Again, this is the failure of the government. What are we really expect to see? The first fact is whatever you want to describe, Nigerians are dying. There is insecurity. This is one thing we've all agreed on. So this is the responsibility of the government to do the right thing, because even me try to tell people sometimes, no, I don't see Christian genocide, I see killing of Nigeria. Sometimes I feel I look stupid when I'm making this argument. I don't know why I should have that argument, but the bottom line is Nigerians are dying. This is what we've all agreed on, which I think we should hold the government responsible to protect the lives of Nigeria. Because even if you say you are a Yoruba man, you are not living in your region alone. If you are an Igbo man, you are not living in your region alone. There are Yoruba living in the north where the crisis is going on. There are Igbo living in the north where the crisis. There are Edo living in the north where the crisis is going on. You know, Nigeria, no matter how we try to deny it, we live all over. There is no state you will go now, you will not see people from different tribes in Nigeria. It's not going to happen. So that's why no matter what, we need to still look at it, you know, think of this country very seriously. Just like Mr. Ike said now, even if he die in his place today, he's still in Nigeria. This is the truth. This is the most important thing. Recently, you see what is going on across the country, from South Africa to even America, how even in the UK, everybody is pursuing Nigeria, go to your country, blah, 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 blah. I feel one day will come. We have to build our country. We have to have a country. This is the reality. If you like, have two a passport, foreign passport, your country that is known is Nigeria. So we have to make sure we have a country where we can all go back to. I don't want to die in a foreign land. I don't want to die in a foreign land. I want to die in my country. I want to die in my land. This is just the truth. So I hope we can have the real leadership that will take along the line what Nigeria wants, that can, you know, be deliberate about rebuilding the country, be deliberate about solving our challenges. This is what I want to see, so that every Nigeria will be happy. They will have a place if they choose to invest in the country. You know, they will enjoy the basic amenities. What is wrong if Nigeria have hospitals to go to? What is wrong if we have schools to go to, good schools to go to? What is wrong if we have good roads to drive on? What is wrong if we have security? Nigeria, you can walk at night, you are safe. There is nothing wrong. These are basic things. They are not too much to ask. So I hope we get to that point. That's the Nigeria I want to see. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, AY, and thank you for keeping it short too. Really appreciate that. Okay, Tony. Again, I don't know if you. Okay, okay, you yeah, go ahead. So that individual will speak last.
Okay, thank you. Everybody has spoken well. You know, I like AY. I like him. So sometimes when I see the kind of criticism that they put out there, I've been observing him. And even when he's angry, you won't see him shout like I do or some of us do. He's not violent. I've been watching him. You know, yes, he's a Muslim. Yes, he has his views, but I have a liking for him, and I'm looking at him, in spite of all that some people write, as a model. So he will disagree with you, but you know, he won't shout on you, even when he's insulting. Sometimes he's laughing or he's looking at it as a joke. And I think there's something that we learn. You know, part of the reason why we're on this platform is to learn. Anybody who feels that he knows too much, you shouldn't be in the platform. But that said, I think that there's a problem in our country that we are not looking at. See, we talk about the politics of insurgency. We talk about incessant and recurring penchant for following by our government. Our land and sea borders are porous. And I can go on and on and on. But there's a more dangerous element that we are not seeing that has been growing over time. And that is our airspace management. Aircraft come here and take off. Helicopters come, they bring arms, they take money, they take solid minerals all over the country. We have a NAMA, Nigerian Airspace Management Authority or agency. I don't know if they are capable. The aviation, Ministry of Aviation was onboarding, and then you have PAN, you have NACO, you have all kinds of aeronautical information service, and all that on bundle, maybe to make it more efficient. But I think there's a scourge that we're seeing. The other time we talked about it, and an aircraft landed very close to my town, just a few kilometers from my town, on a main road, on a road that is being constructed. It landed there. After a while, it took off. Nothing is heard about what happened. Where was it going? Was it an accident? What was the mission and so on? And we have cases like that all over the place in the country. I'm not talking about borders where you have Cameroonian forces who come in, forces from Niger, they are chasing this thing, they come into our country. American troops are chasing, this thing, they come into our country and they go and so on and so forth. I think we have a greater challenge. Because if people can fly into your country and fly out, I mean, we saw what happened in Burkina Faso when plane, veered off and went there without approval. Okay, what happened? If with the state that we are in now, and the extent to which the security forces have been stretched, and your airspace is porous, you can't manage it, you don't know what is happening. That's a more serious threat. And Nigeria has, the expanse of land, your airspace is so large. Critical question. How do you manage it? Do you have the devices? Can you manage it if there's an attack? Can you detect? Now that even technology has advanced, where even the old radars that you have in your airport, they can wipe it off. You won't be able to detect. So these are very serious problems. The insurgents are getting more sophisticated in their attacks. They're not just only using sophisticated weapons, they're also using devices that challenge the capability of the Nigerian military. Because they get funds, apart from the money that they get from ransom, they also get international funders, they are mining minerals, and so on and so forth. So the issue has become so complex. And so if you have a leadership that is either unwilling or does not have the political will, or doesn't see it as a serious threat, where all comers, all countries, America, China, UAE, Turkey, France, even Britain, come in at will, and even our neighbors, foreign neighbors, come in and do stuff. I think that's a greater challenge, and we must begin to do something about that because that's a serious problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tony. DBC.
Yes, KJ. Good evening.
Good to see you. The last.
Tony, AY. Good evening.
Naiko Mr. Amefulandewo and Mr. That Mr. I've forgotten his name now. I can't see his name clearly. Greet all of you. I saw forefathers was there before. Maybe he has left. Let me draw back to reactions from Mike Arnold's appearance here. To be frank, all the man said are all or most of what we say here every time that are going on in our country. The only difference is that he's not of the same skin color with us. But the man has his ears on the ground more than some of us. And I think he means well for our people. Nobody who doesn't mean well for us will show so much interest in the killings going on in the country across all religions. And he has never said one day, I've never had him on interviews I watched he has given, single out only Christians as those being targeted. Yes, he uses the word genocide because this thing didn't start today. Largely, it has been in the Christian areas in the past. Plateau, KG have always said it, even the first one that has happened even in the 70s, we are all in those realm. But now it has spread out. And the man, to even show his interest in seeing that this to support those who are now displaced, he's supporting them with the school he set up somewhere within the country. So it will be unfair for some of us to tag him that he has ulterior motive, or that those of us who thanked him, we are worshiping the white man. We want to recolonize. No. All he said, like I said earlier, we have been saying it here, even more than that. It's just because we say, oh, some of us may feel, what is the audacity for a white man to be saying this thing about our country? But that's the truth. That's on that side. Then generally on the insecurity in the country, you all have said it all. We all know how the thing has spread beyond our imagination. And we have the government who, I don't know if it's deliberate or not, are not doing what they're supposed to do to curb it. For a long time, even during military era, people have been complaining of our porous borders. It's not as if we are the only country with several border patches here and there. Other countries have it. The government can come and they can come around, sit down and identify those areas and look for ways to protect those borders. So we know those who are coming into our country. I don't believe that all these terrorists are local, homegrown, they were all born within the country. Some came from outside the country. And it's duty of the government to curb it. If they can secure the border very well, we cannot tackle the one that is going on inside the country. So that we know that we are fighting, we have taken care of the outside. But apparently they are not doing it. There are so many ungoverned spaces across. I'm even worried about our northern state called Katsina. Because what we hear, what goes on there sometimes baffles one. Is it not where they said they arrested some terrorists who went on Hajj and were coming back through the airport? So how would they go on Hajj, flying aircraft from our country to the Holy Land, if they don't have any collaboration with some in government? So that shows the lack of seriousness of probably those in charge in that area. If it's in a serious country, they will not only arresting them, they will probe other state actors who are able to give them the passage. And then that same place was where we saw terrorists with several motorcycles, and police were waiting for them. So what were we saying? The thing is not. So the people in charge, they have to stop it. They can if they want to. they have other considerations that are keeping them from doing the right thing. And those considerations are not good for the country. It's even making it even worse. I can imagine people living in those areas, how they are surviving. It's tough. So the government has to do more to curb it. The insecurity is just unbearable. It has now spread like what you can think across the country. No place is safe again. So it's a serious thing. It shouldn't be handled with kids' gloves. Something that should be taken boldly and settled. The military, I know our soldiers are determined, if well motivated and if given the right tools to work. And the government can do this. If they can, like Obasanjo just said, they should seek help. And they can, for reasons best known to them, they're not doing anything. So it's a serious situation. Lastly, I say when we come here, let us try to understand that we have a common cause to fight. Let's disemphasize all our ethnic or religious biases and see that we call out the government where they're not doing well. Where they're doing well, we commend them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And will be it. Except Igbo Basic has any final, but I think you have made your final points.
Go
ahead.
That's echoing.
Yeah, because you're in two.
Yes.
Okay, which one is you? The the first one, the last one. Okay, now you can talk. No, unmute yourself.
If you can share that video of Owaonere, that would be my closing statements.
Okay.
I just sent it to you. I sent the picture before. I realized that I should have sent the video clip.
Yes. Okay. Okay, you just sent it. I see it.
Yes. If you can share it, that should tell us, all of us, what went down or what's going down.
Okay.
Because when the eyes is crying, the nose will be running.
Okay. Anyabewe Imiarewa.
Yes.
So based on Anyabewe Imiarewa, I will play this video so that people can see how Anyabewe Imiare, or as the case may be.
And that is Kwara State.
Okay, this is in Kwara State.
Yes. Owa Onire.
Okay, gentlemen, I have to go now. Good night, everyone.
Just
Nice
before
week.
you go,
All right.
Before you go, watch that video.
See
please.
where we do.
It's just a couple of.
Nobody did in this town again. The people of this town, all of them, they have run away. The kidnapper don't pursue them from this village. So, but I'm getting video. Can you go? She shine up. This is my first time to my kidnapper pursue your crown. Is anybody to want to know? Loot it down. Somebody to want to know. They say, oh, wow, Nire, Kwara State. Bàtà ń bọ̀ àgbà òró jáde sí gbogbo ẹ̀bẹ̀ gbogbo yẹn lágbà. Gbogbo ìlú ti jáde tán o. Ìlú ti jáde o, ìlú wọn ti tú jáde lọ. Nobody dey again. Àfi ewúrẹ́. Ewúrẹ́ nìkan ló wà o. Ewúrẹ́. Kò sẹ́nibọ́dì tó wà lù mọ́ o. Àfàwà ọlọ́pàá làwa take over ń bí wa. Nobody there for town again. Okay, ọwọ́ onírè. Àbí? Àti ọwọ́ onírè.
They are laughing.
Màá fẹ́ fi Bídèmí ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́. Ọwọ́ onírè o. Ọlọ́pàá la wá take over here. Ọwọ́ onírè. Kwara State. Nobody there in the town again. No. This is ọwọ́ onírè palace. Ọwọ́ palace ọwọ́ onírè o. Ọwọ́ onírè. Kò sẹ́ni bọ́ọ̀dì tó wà ń lu o. Ẹ̀dùn wà. Ọlọ́pàá nìkan ló wá síbí o. Bí la patrol wá sí o. Ọwọ́ onírè. Ọwọ́ onírè Kwara State. Well done. Aguda. Okay, you dey snap. Solution. Anybody to want to know? Nobody dey town again. Me Igborio, this is my first time.
Okay. The video doesn't need any explanation. We all have seen how the town has been deserted, but these people who are condemning Mike Arnold today for trying to intervene will not see this, and they will not make any comment towards it because of those to their narrative. I don't know whether it is the people from the West that came to drive them away from that community. This is very sad, but you all have seen, so I'm not going to even talk about the video. I'll just close. I want to thank all those. Please, if you've not liked the video, I noticed that we have some likes, but it's not enough. We have over 100 persons. Let's at least get it up to 50. Please, if you have not liked this broadcast, please go like it, share it, subscribe, please. So we have been in 80,000 for more than 2 years now. We need to move beyond that point. Support us, because right now it's only Dr. Damages that's running the show. We have only 10 people that can be taken in at one time, but we have space for 25 people. We don't have that money to make it up to that. It's only Damages that is the finances. We all can contribute our little quarter, and just like Igbo Basic says, $10 here, $20 here, £20, will go a long way. If you can make it monthly, that will help. Even we know at the end of the month we are getting $10 from Benaventure Oti. Until that time, when that will happen, please, again, my brother Pansat, you are a great guy. Support us the more, so that we can do great work and remove the Fulani and the heart from our body, so that we can now be true Igbo men, as you say. Thank you so much for everyone who has been on this broadcast since we started in the afternoon till now. There are so many of you, I can't go ahead to name everybody. And I just want to say thank you for all that you have done. I also say thank you to people in the studio. Yes, what do you have to say, sir?
I noticed that the show outside of the link that was sent to me wasn't as circulated as our regular show, have you said 24/7. I don't know what happened, but the link did not go. I had to come back to my phone or to the link that you sent to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to join. So maybe next time we will try and make sure that it goes to everybody.
There was a problem with that technically, but I take note of what you're saying. Thank you so much, Igbo Basics. Thank you for all the work you're doing. All right, and that is the end of the broadcast for today. As we round up, I want to just simply say this. For those who are not on the other side of the divide, that you abhor foreign intervention, this is what I will say to you. Do we not know the fault lines that are in Nigeria that is causing the ethnic divisions and the religious divisions? We all know we're all familiar with the fault lines that's been created and exploited by politicians and leaders of Nigeria. If we are serious, those who say, oh, we don't want foreign intervention, those who say, oh, we don't want America to come in, those who say, oh, we don't want anybody to come and help us, we are able to solve our problem. First, start by dealing with these fault lines that have existed even before the creation or the amalgamation of the country. Those fault lines have been exploited by every substantive government. Everyone that have come have exploited this fault line. Both the people in the international community and local politicians have exploited these fault lines. These fault lines exist in every state in Nigeria. You can see it in the constitution. You can see it in the governing structure. You can see the creation of state. You can see it in how every day-to-day running of Nigeria. If those fault lines are repaired and are corrected, there will be no need for foreign intervention, because we will have realized that we are one people and we are all in for one common purpose. But as long as we negate that fault lines that allow a police checkpoint, seeing I don't want to call them bandits, because there's nothing like banditry going on. What's going on is pure criminality, terrorists, and bikes, and all they could do is wave them. Those are the fault lines we're talking about. Those fault lines that allow foreign helicopters to drop all kinds of stuff we do not know about. Only God knows what they're dropping in the forest around Nigeria. And government sees it and closes its eyes. Those are the fault lines we're talking about. That fault line that makes one tribe more superior to the other tribe. Those are the fault lines we're talking about. That fault line that allows a particular religion to be mentioned in the Constitution 78 times, and the other religions are not mentioned. Those are the fault lines we're talking about. Those fault lines that makes a particular region have more resources to solve its problem much more than the other. That is the fault lines we're talking about. So if you are thinking and saying you do not want any foreign intervention, go back to your politicians, ask them to address the fault lines that we have talked about today. Ask them the speed in which they use in passing or the bill that was sent by Tinubu in less than three days, going through the various readings. They should use that same speed to address the fault lines. That's fault line that says that the resources in the south is made for everybody in the country. Meanwhile, the resources from the north is only for northerns and the state governments and individuals who find those resources. Those are the fault lines we're talking about. They are deliberate, they are calculated, they are known, they are entrenched, they are manipulated to keep us the way we are. If we refuse to address them, we're not going to get anywhere. And that will be our final take for today. We know what the problems are. If we are serious in developing a nation like successful nations of our time, then we'll go ahead and correct those fault lines. Until we meet you again next week. Thank you, every one single person who have shared their time and their treasure with us. We will not take it for granted. Next week, we'll be here with even more formidable topics, which you and I will love to debate about and talk about. And until then, on behalf of every one person who have been part of this broadcast today, and those good people, and let me not forget a person who supported us for this broadcast. And yes, thank you for supporting this platform. So we thank you. We really enjoy your sending this warm advice and regards, to us. We will think about how to make sure that every view is moderated and respected here on this platform. We are neither for the North nor for the South. We are neither for the government nor against the government. We are here for the people of Nigeria and for the good of Africa in general. And because of that, we will make sure that every voice is represented and everyone is given a fair chance to make his or her contribution. On behalf of Dr. Damages and every one member who have made it possible for us to be here today, we say thank you and God bless. Have a good evening.
I